Oh, my God. Hope you had a good weekend. Lots of stuff going on. I had a wild weekend, which I'll tell you here in a minute what wild means to me. But before we get into my wild weekend, let me tell you what's going on. Oil prices, people are worried with this blockade that it may be going to 140 to 200 if this continues and they don't find a way to figure it out. J.D. Vance goes out there to try to negotiate. 21 hours later, nothing happens. He says it's bad for Iran. J.D. Vance went to Hungary to help Viktor Orban. And where did he go to? He went to
Pakistan.
Then he went to Pakistan.
No, not Hungary.
Islamabad.
He went to sit down to help Viktor Orban on the campaign.
Oh, a while ago.
Orban, and no, this was a week ago, a few days ago, 5 days ago. Okay, that took place. So Orban ends up losing in a massive way, right? 16 years we're talking about they were in charge. They're saying some corruption. Putin got him up to want to help. Netanyahu got him up to want to help. Trump was trying to help. Alex Soros, the Soros family hasn't been this happy in a long time. In a long time. And we'll talk about why that is. Trump posted one of the Truth Socials about the blockade. We have to get into that. There's a recording of the president saying, I don't want just a little bit of things. I want all of it. I don't want 90%. I want 95% of everything I ask for from Iran. We're going to see if that's going to take place or not. At the same time, there was a tweet from the president with, depicting as if he's a, Jesus putting his hands over people. Lots of reaction to it. There's going to be reaction here as well that we'll talk about. The UFC happened over the weekend. Wasn't really a crazy card that they put out, but I got to tell you, it was a sick card that you win. And sometimes you go to a card and it's big names and it disappoints. This one, it wasn't big names, but it was a the last 3 fights, phenomenal 3 fights. Especially the last one, you thought the guy was over with. He comes back and ends up winning. Adam was in the bathroom, but it was unbelievable when that took place. Yep. And what else can I tell you? So we got all this stuff. Inflation. We have to talk about the economy. These AI, data centers that they're building in Missouri. We have to address the Missouri situation with the data center. The $6 billion. Tom's got a lot of stuff to say. Somebody came out and apparently threw something at Sam Altman's house with Molotov cocktail. People are, because, they're saying they may have some ties to maybe people are upset about the data centers. Who knows? We'll get into that as well. Kamala Harris, folks, your favorite person, came out and she's hinting that maybe your dream can become a reality for 2028. I have a feeling a ton of people are running in 2028 election. I think it's going to be crazy, but a lot of people running in 2028.
Pace.
Yes. And then what am I missing here story-wise? Oil, Pope. We have to talk about Pope. Humberto said, don't talk about the Pope. We have to talk about the Pope.
He hates that. He
doesn't like it, but it is what it is. He's got to get over it. It is happening. And then this guy named Eric.
Oh.
I don't know if you're tracking this guy's weekend.
He's a
saint. Rough weekend for Eric Swalwell. Maybe he likes it like that. Maybe. But it was a rough weekend for him. Yeah. It was a rough weekend for him. With some of the old clips came out. Some people are saying the Democrats have been sitting on these clips for many years. Everybody knows he's just trying to finally say you don't want him, and maybe you don't even want who's my girl, Katie? Is it Katie Porter?
Katie Potato.
And who knows they want? They may not even want Tom Sawyer, right? Who are you going to want?
Tom Steyer.
That's what I'm saying.
Tom Sawyer also.
Tom Steyer.
Huckleberry Finn's now running.
Are you kidding me? Tom Sawyer has a higher chance of winning than your Tom Steyer guy.
That's probably true.
I think that's
Tom
true.
Steyer will throw more money at the race.
But it was definitely a bad day leaderboard for Eric, man.
Oh, man.
It is. And we got some clips to show you. It's semi-soft porn, but we will show you. No kids watching today. When we do, we will make sure to tell you earmuffs. And what is earmuffs and what's eyes?
Let the boy watch.
Oh, yeah. Well, no plums. No plums today. Okay. But let me tell you what happened on my weekend. Let me tell you what happened on my weekend. Let me tell you what happened on my weekend. Let me tell you what happened on my weekend. So Saturday I come in. The last 3 weeks I've been already crazy enough, but for different reasons. But I come in Saturday. We put a soccer game, 7v7. It's the sickest game. One guy gets injured. I said, guys, I'll come in. I had my soccer shoes with me. Dylan's playing. It's going great. I come in, I play, Vinny, and I'm thinking I'm 27. I'm making some good moves. I made a couple sick passes. I'm playing defense. I'm getting this guy named Ethan who thinks he knows what he's doing in soccer. I'm putting him in his place.
Yeah, whatever.
Although he scored more goals than anybody else, he is actually really good.
Okay.
Anyways, all of a sudden I'm in the corner playing defense with this Cuban boxer, and I make this one move, boom, and then I fall. I'm like, what was that all about? My knee buckles and I fall. I get up. I'm like, no, I got this. I said, give me a break, guys. It's going to be fine. So I try to come and do it again. At this point, I no longer have control of my knee. I'm like, what the hell is going on with this knee? No joke. So I said, guys, I can't play. You guys, I try to do goalie. I'm like, I can't even stand up. So I come out, but there's zero pain.
Yeah.
So then a friend of ours is coming, Levitan, who I haven't seen for 16 years. He comes in, we go out, we have dinner, we have a good time together. And then I get a call. We get 10 tickets to the UFC fight. So at this point, I don't know if we're going to go or not because of what happened in the knee. And I said, listen, it's probably not that bad. I probably just, strained something. Something happened. And then we go to the UFC fight. All night I'm walking like and you know what kind of a limp? Like hey, let me palm limp, like one of those old school, low rider, just walking around with my little limp that I got going on at UFC. Everyone's like, is this guy doing it on purpose or not? And this pain is not going. I got ice, I got braces, I got all this stuff.
Advil.
It's my dad's 84th birthday. Then we come home at like 1:30, 2 o'clock. We go to sleep. I wake up in the morning. I'm like, I got to get an MRI. I go to Miami. I get my MRI done. I'm like, it's probably not a big deal. And then the New York Giants ortho, the guy that's for the football players, he says, you tore your ACL.
Stop it.
I said, what did you say?
PBD.
He said, you tore your ACL. I said, tell me you're joking. He says, no. You've torn. He says, your cartilages look great.
Oh.
I've never seen better cartilages than this at 47 years old than the ones you have.
That's the good news.
Meniscus looks okay, but you have a torn ACL.
Yeah.
I said, so what do I do? He says, it's only a 6 to 9 month recovery. I'm like, what are you talking about? So I walk when I'm speaking, and he says, no, you have to do full-on reconstructive surgery, all this stuff. So I walked.
Are you kidding me?
The entire night at UFC, I walked around with a torn ACL.
He just walked in here. He's not doing crutches or anything.
I'm standing at the door because I'm here early these days.
Yeah.
PBD walks in. I think he's doing a little pimp with the limp skit. DJ,
so anyways.
DJ Laz vibes. So what's going to happen now with the
I
leg?
have to do surgery. So
Stop it, Pat.
What are you talking about?
Why are they playing soccer out there?
6 to 9 months. What do you mean? I got a kid. I want to play with the guys. I'm not going to.
So how about this?
Play.
How does this affect our stair racing situation?
Well, that one, I'm glad it's documented. Well, we know one thing for a fact. You know what's
faster.
Vinny?
I have
no more skiing and snowboarding for you ever again.
That's why I play
That's
video
what it
games, because let those little digital guys do all the work.
And one of these days I'll tell the whole story. But this is God's way of saying, listen, man, you know what I'm saying?
Slow down.
Anyways, all right, so that's what's going on here. In the interim, before we get into the stories,
Ain't gonna be no rematch.
let me kind of tell you guys what's going on here. You guys know since September 9th. Fun fact, since September 9th, this is the only shoe I've been wearing every day except for 7 days. When I tell you every day, everybody here knows this is all I wear. And by the way, I intentionally wear this every day to see how it makes it through walking, hiking, in the snow. I wear it everywhere just to kind of get and nothing is torn, nothing is broken, nothing. It's still going. The Future Looks Bright shoes are truly what we promised it to be. Thousands and thousands of people around the world are wearing the Future Looks Bright shoes. And if you haven't yet ordered yours, I want you to pay attention to this video clip here of a shoe 100% made in Tuscany, Italy, designed in Fort Lauderdale with the Superfoam technology on the bottom sizes. We just got thousands of them that just came in, which we're very excited about. Don't get me wrong. That doesn't mean we have 500 by each size. It just means we have 45 to 80 of each size. So if you haven't yet ordered yours, black, white, navy blue, or champagne, go place the order. A new color will be coming out in 3 months, which we'll be launching. We're very excited about, and potentially sneakers in the future Christmas season, but stay tuned for that. So go to vtmerch.com, place an order for yourself or your loved one. Having said that, let's get right into it. Trump announces Strait of Hormuz blockade after Iran talks collapse. Here's the president. So there you have it. The meeting went well. Most points were agreed. But the only point that really mattered, nuclear, was not. Effective immediately, the United States Navy, the finest in the world, will begin the process of blockading any and all ships trying to enter or leave the Strait of Hormuz. At some point, we will reach an all being allowed to go in, all being allowed to go out basis, but Iran has not allowed that to happen by merely saying there may be a mine out there somewhere that nobody knows about but them. This is world extortion, and leaders of countries, especially in the U.S., will never be extorted. I've also instructed our Navy to seek and interdict every vessel in international waters that has paid a toll to Iran. No one who pays an illegal toll will have safe passage on the high seas. We will also begin destroying the mines the Iranians laid in the straits. Any Iranian who fires at us or at peaceful vessels will be blown to hell. Iran knows better than anyone how to end this situation, which has already devastated their country. Their Navy is gone. Their Air Force is gone. Their anti-aircraft and radar are useless. Khomeini, he probably meant to say Khamenei, and their leaders are dead, all because of their nuclear ambition. The blockade will begin shortly. Other countries will be involved with the blockade. Iran will not be allowed to profit of this illegal act of extortion. They want more, and they want money, and more importantly, they want nuclear. Additionally, and at an appropriate moment, we will fully be locked and loaded, and our military will finish up the little that is left of Iran. So that announcement is made. You look at oil prices right now, Rob, if you want to go to it real quick, just to kind of see where we are. with it. As of right now, oil prices, maybe press a refresh. Is it live? 103.39. There you go, 103.39. It was at 105 in the morning. It went all the way up to 119. They're saying if this continues for another week or two, we could be looking at 140. Even if a little bit longer, we could be looking at 200, which is pretty wild to be thinking about. And J.D. Vance himself was out there, I believe, trying to negotiate with Iran. He even said that it went for 21 hours. And I think in an interview, Rob, if you have it, he says it's bad for Iran. It's not good for Iran after 21 hours of a negotiation that they had about the blockade. And the president came out and said something. Hopefully we'll find a clip to show you. But he came out and said, is this the one, Rob?
Yes, one of them.
Go for it.
Mr. Vice President, how often did you communicate with President Trump throughout the negotiations? There were reports that there were multiple rounds where there were breaks in between negotiations. How often did you communicate with the president throughout those rounds, and what was he saying as you were going through these negotiations that you said fell short?
Yeah, obviously we were talking to the president consistently. I don't know how many times we talked to him, a half dozen times, a dozen times over the past 21 hours. We obviously also talked to Admiral Cooper, to Pete, to Marco, to the entire national security team. We talked to Scott Bessent a number of times. So look, we were constantly in communication with the team because we were negotiating in good faith.
You can pause it right there, Tom. You can pause it right there, Rob. Okay, so Tom, what do you think about the blockade?
So let's take a look at a map so everybody can understand. Because over the weekend, that's it right there, Rob. Get that one. Left. No. That one. Okay, so take a look at this. On the lower side is Oman. The dark blue water is Oman. And there's the two old shipping lanes when the Strait of Hormuz was operating before the war. See it? One goes this way, one goes that way. Those are known as shipping lanes, and they keep 2 miles in between for bad weather, fog, all the kinds of things you want. So these boats go this way and that way. That's the way it was before. You see the red gridded area there where Iran has declared it a hazardous area? See that square there, Pat?
Yep.
Iran has said, we put a bunch of mines in here, but we can't remember where we put them. That's why the president, in his quote that you just read...
Do you believe they really don't know where it's at?
No, I believe they're using the unknown to force their offer, which is, see the two lanes that now run through the pink? The pink, or light red, is Iran territory waters, and they're trying to force the shipping lanes to reroute. They're going to put the toll booth on Larak Island. See that right there with the two lanes?
Yep.
One goes this way, one goes that way. So they're saying, hey, you're going to pay a toll to us. This is where it's going to go. And gosh, I wish I could help you with those shipping lanes down there, but I got mines in the area. So the president is saying, screw you. I'm going to blockade you on those new shipping lanes that you're offering, that your own boats are shipping through. And we're going to go clear any mines out of the old shipping lanes by Oman, and we're going to get life back to order. That's what the president is saying on an operational level. These are the actions he's going to take. On the other side, Iran wasn't given. And they weren't given, which is kind of put him in the, all right, you're not going to give up, so I'm going to go blockade the other way. But ladies and gentlemen, that's why you're hearing Iran saying we're blockading, using it because they say there's mines, and we say, nope, we're going to blockade, saying we're going to block the new lanes that have been offered by Iran.
Adam.
So U.S. is winning, Iran is losing, and everyone else is trying to pick up the pieces of what's actually going on. It's very interesting to me to see. Obviously, we saw the tweet that Trump did when he called out everybody, especially the MAGA crowd, who's basically abandoned Trump. It's like, you don't abandon the guy that got you here. So the question with Trump now regarding Hormuz and just the overall Trump situation is Trump betraying his base, or is he actually just following through to what he's always said? So if you just look at Trump's track record, and then I'm going to get to the Strait of Hormuz, he came in 2015, came down the escalator. In that speech, he addressed the Mexican situation. They're rapists, they're this, they're that, and some are good people. What was missed from that speech is he called out Iran. In his first major speech, okay, gotcha. He's exited the JCPOA, the Iran nuclear agreement. I don't want to curse right now, but he said, I'm going to bomb the out of them. Do you remember that quote? Then he did it.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care.
He said this years ago. He takes out Soleimani. By the way, took out ISIS. Where are they these days? He was in the 12-day war, the bombing of the nuclear facilities. He did a Muslim ban, and all of a sudden people are like, dude, where'd this come from? I thought you didn't want any new wars with Iran. I view it this way. Trump's not starting a new war. He's ending a war with Iran that we've been at war for 47 years. Now let's talk about the Strait of Hormuz. This is all Iran's got left. We've taken out their military. We've taken out their navy. Do they even have an air force? Do they even have defensive missile capabilities? Defensive. They're making themselves enemies of all their neighbors. They're a social pariah, and all they got left is the Strait of Hormuz. So it's an economic war over oil. So I'll ask you this. Remember the famous situation where Trump and J.D. Vance were in the Oval Office and they were dressing down Zelensky? He's like, you don't have the cards. You don't have the cards. Now, Iran jokingly goes, yeah, well, we have a strait, the Strait of Hormuz. And Trump's using this blockade and saying, oh, really? Nice strait. Boom. Here's a royal flush. I'm going to blockade your blockade. You think you're crazy? I'm crazier than you. The bottom line is this. Trump has all the cards. He has all the leverage. And now Iran is going to have to scramble to dictate what Trump's going to do.
I want to show you two things. Rob, if you want to pull up the J.D. Vance clip real quick when he explains 21 hours and nothing happened. Go ahead, Rob.
Well, good morning, everybody. And let me say a couple of notes of appreciation. First of all, to the Prime Minister of Pakistan
Is that Kushner on
and
the
to
back?
Kushner
Field Marshal
and
Munir, who were both incredible hosts. And whatever shortcomings in the negotiation, it wasn't because of the Pakistanis, who did an amazing job and really tried to help us and the Iranians bridge the gap and get to a deal. We have been at it now for 21 hours, and we've had a number of substantive discussions with the Iranians. That's the good news. The bad news is that we have not reached an agreement, and I think that's bad news for Iran much more than it's bad news for the United States of America. So we go back to the United States having not come to an agreement. We've made very clear what our red lines are, what things we're willing to accommodate them on, and what things we're not willing to accommodate them on. And we've made that as clear as we possibly could, and they have chosen not to accept our terms.
Okay, so you hear that. Wait, you hear that right there. Then you see the president coming out, and he's speaking to Maria Bartiromo, and this is what he says to her on what he wants now from them.
I predict they come back and they give us everything we want. And I told my people, I want everything. I don't want 90%. I don't want 95%. I told them, I want everything.
Yeah, so now here's the thing. I think one of the things the president did by sending J.D. Vance out there, I actually like that move a lot, and I'll tell you why. Because if Rubio went out there negotiating on his behalf, Rubio people would say he's an interventionist. But if J.D. Vance goes out there negotiating as a guy whose position is probably a non-interventionist, more like an isolationist, because the ties of names like Tulsi being tied to J.D., Joe Kent being tied to J.D., a lot of Tucker Carlson's son, Ben, I believe his name is Buckley Carlson being tied to J.D., I think these are all good things that the president did of sending J.D. Vance out there, because the world is now saying, well, guess what? Rubio, J.D., and Trump are all on the same page when it comes down to Iran. You can say whatever you want. Those three are now on the same page. So, you know, the average person would have probably thought the better person to send to negotiate here would have been who? Rubio. Right?
Rubio and Witkoff, they've been doing the work.
But why did he not send Rubio? Why did he send J.D.?
Because now
I think it's a great, absolute great move that he sent J.D. instead. And by the way, here's the thing that we're going to realize as well. You know, and this is a little bit tough because, you know, like, you know, people say things to me and they'll say, well, you know, why don't you send me, you know, when we're doing certain negotiations. And I'll say, look, if I send Tom, here's what Tom's going to do. Tom's going to close. The deal's going to get done. We're going to make progress. If I send you, will you close? If you don't close, Vinny, then I'm not sending you. But we got to send somebody that's going to go close the deal without you being there. So the pressure is also on who? The pressure is also on JD to close, because right now, what are a lot of people saying? You saw the criticism that's going viral right now. What is the criticism? Did you see it about JD? I don't know if you guys saw this morning or not.
He doesn't have the cloud. He can't close the deal.
Anything he touches, it doesn't turn to gold. What people are saying.
Like he's the Drake of politics.
Like they're saying,
does that
hey,
mean?
well, I'm telling you what the Twitter, you know, the criticism is saying. You know, JD's approval rating has fallen 21 points from January of 2025. A +3 to -18 today. So he has to rebuild his credibility, because he went to help out Orban. Orban didn't work out. He went to negotiate. So this is also a way of saying, hey, you want to go be a president? Show up. Do you know how to negotiate in these high, intense, high pressure type of situations? We're going to see what he's going to do as well. I'm confident that he's got the skill set to be able to do that as well. He's fairly poised. He showed up in a debate with when he was going up against Tim Walz. So I think he has that diplomacy in himself as well. But you got to close. You have to close the deal. So will others be threatened by what he's saying? We don't know. We're about to find out. Vinny.
Well, Pat, and I'll give you credit where credit's due. When we were in the van coming back, this just broke, and this was one of the first things that you said, is that they know that they're sending a guy that doesn't want war, that was distancing himself. Trump was in, they quoted him, I don't know if it was New York Times or Wall Street Journal, where they said, the president said J.D. Vance was, then they put in quotes, less enthusiastic about the war. And by the way, so this looks like a dead end. If you want, from a strategic point of view, Tommy, you want to send the guy that has to now get his hands dirty, because this trip, to me, was about watching, documenting, and letting Iran show in real time that there was no real path forward. I believe they kind of already knew that going in. Once the optics were locked in, the moral high ground was established, and whatever comes next can now be framed as the only remaining option. And Pat, it made me look at the book, The Art of War, and Sun Tzu wrote, all warfare is based on deception, which basically the lesson is, when conflict is unavoidable, let your enemy prove peace was never possible. Then when force follows, it no longer looks like aggression, it looks inevitable. So I think this was a gangster move by sending him now, because Adam, now, guess what? Come 2028, when he's going to start to distance himself, they go, whoa, you were there. You saw it. Iran's not trying to freaking negotiate at all, so you're in it with us. So now it levels the playing field.
Now, let me tell you what Iran has said to this. Iran says it'll keep obstructing Hormuz until U.S. agrees to a deal. Iran has found the leverage that they have, which is the Strait of Hormuz. Here's what Iran said. Iran will keep passage through Strait of Hormuz hampered until it gets an acceptable offer from the U.S., according to statements carried by Tanim and Fars news agencies affiliated with Iran's security services. Here's a quote. Iran is not in a hurry. Until the U.S. agrees to a reasonable deal, there will be no change in the situation of the Strait of Hormuz, is what they said. And on top of that, they threaten. Is this a video of the threats, Rob?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and play this clip. Go for it.
In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful, the naval and aerospace forces of the Revolutionary Guard since dawn today, in the 99th wave of Operation True Promise 4, with the holy code Ya Fatima al-Zahra, peace be upon her, in response to the enemy's crimes, and attacking the country's infrastructure, have targeted American bases and interests in the region, as well as command centers and Zionist military gatherings in the occupied territories, with ballistic and cruise missiles and offensive drones. In the first phase of the attacks, the largest petrochemical complex belonging to American companies Sadara, ExxonMobil, and Dow Chemical, located in the Al Jubail region of Saudi Arabia, and the large petrochemical complex of the American company Chevron Phillips, based in Al Juaima, Saudi Arabia, were effectively targeted with medium-range missiles and offensive drones. Additionally, more than 30 locations in Rishon LeZion and Petah Tikva in the center, and Beersheba, Dimona, Arad, Kiryat Gat, and
Iran threatens to attack U.S. Navy ships entering Strait of Hormuz. After first American vessels moved through the channel, U.S. Navy destroyers began clearing a new passage through the Strait of Hormuz Saturday, making the first time American ships crossed the channel since the start of the war. The USS Frank E. Peterson and USS Michael Murphy set off on the mission to establish an open route so that minesweepers could later clear sea mines laid by Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. As Vice President Vance and other delegates embarked on peace talks, today began a process. The two guided missile destroyers were only establishing the route for minesweepers and sending a message to Iran that U.S. will reopen the vital trade corridor by any means. By the way, UK is apparently helping them out because they send a team that's experts at knowing how to do the minesweeping. So, no one really knows what's going on. At the same time, while this is taking place, Israel says it struck over 200 Hezbollah targets just in the last 24 hours. The Israel military said its Air Force hit over 200 targets linked to Iran-backed militant group Hezbollah in Lebanon. On Saturday, the announcement of the strikes comes as Iran demands a ceasefire in Lebanon as part of the wider talks with the U.S. in Islamabad to end the war in the Middle East. Adam.
You're talking about Lebanon right now?
Yeah. No, I'm talking about Lebanon. I'm talking about Iran's threats, Iran controlling it, all those three together.
Well, if you listen to what Trump said, did you see the quote when he said, listen, we've already won? You see that quote? Can you pull that one up, Rob?
Yes.
Basically, he says, I don't really care what happens in these negotiations. We've already won. Destroyed their military. I think Trump is basically doing this. It's a game of chicken about the Strait of Hormuz. The Strait of Hormuz, what countries is that the most important to? Let's get real here. Before this war, how many of us talked about the Strait of Hormuz? We talked about Panama Canal, we talked about the Gulf of Mexico, we talked about the Monroe Doctrine, we talked about, or the Trump Doctrine, Monroe Doctrine. Strait of Hormuz doesn't really affect the United States, does it? It affects certain other countries, Pakistan, Jordan, Egypt, Southeast Asia, India. So I think it's using the Strait of Hormuz as a leverage point, saying, if we close this down, what's going to happen to the rest of the world? Didn't we have a picture over the weekend of how much drilling is happening in the Gulf of America now? How many ships and oil drill refineries are popping up, and how many ships are coming through the Gulf? Did we not discuss that? The whole concept of drill, baby, drill, baby, drill. It's basically the chickens are coming home to roost. Now, regarding Lebanon, you know how they say Israel controls America, Bibi Netanyahu controls America. Okay. Well, did you hear what Anthony Blinken had to say? We can tee up that clip. But you know who controls Lebanon? It's not even a question. It's Iran. Lebanon Hezbollah is Iran first. This whole conversation, why would Lebanon, not part of Iran, be a part of these negotiations? Because that was the center point. That was the linchpin as to what J.D. Vance, did you see J.D. Vance, what he had to say when he was outside of Air Force One? He goes, listen, yeah, we were trying to do the deal, and then all of a sudden, Israel and Lebanon are going at it.
Well, who started that? Who's doing that?
Well, that's been ongoing, but here's the point. He goes, I genuinely think Iran thought that Lebanon was part of the deal. And Lebanon wasn't part of the deal. Lebanon's name didn't even come up. So Iran's playing games. They have their proxies out there, whether it's the Hezbollahs, the Houthis, Hamas, Islamic Jihad, whatever they're doing. They're funding them, not funding their own people. Lebanon has no part of this deal unless Lebanon is controlled by Iran. That's true.
Are we sure about that? Like,
Sure about what?
what's your proof that Iran controls Lebanon?
Okay, so
I'm asking.
I'm asking. What do you know about Hezbollah?
They're terrorists.
Okay, where are they based in?
They're all over the place.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
They're in Iran. I'm sorry, they're in Lebanon.
They are. Well, they're in Iran as well.
Hezbollah is based in Lebanon. Facts. Just like Hamas is in Gaza, just like the Houthis are in Yemen.
Okay.
And how do they get their funding? From Iran. The Iranian terror proxy network. Okay, that's who this Hezbollah is. So rather than funding their own people, own economy, drinking water, everything, they fund Hezbollah. This isn't even a controversial statement. This is true. So they're sending in, imagine you're in Tel Aviv. Imagine you're in Miami. Imagine you're in New York. You're sitting there and missiles are flying in over your city. I don't think people truly understand what's going on in Israel. Their entire country is living in bunkers at this point.
Okay.
When Iraq and Iran were at war, okay, you're a proud Iranian, I assume, at this time. I assume you were hearing missiles over your head nonstop. Do you remember this?
Yes.
Do you still have like flashbacks about this? And I'm not saying this doesn't go on in other parts of the world. The entire society in Israel right now is underground. They get to pop up and live their lives. All of a sudden, missiles are coming from Iran. They have 10 minutes to get underground. Missiles come in from Hezbollah. They have 3 minutes to get underground. Missiles come in from what's ever left in Gaza. They have 1 minute. You have entire Western democracy, ally of the United States, regardless how you feel about Bibi and Israel, you have an entire society that is forced to live underground because the IRGC and all their proxies are sending
What
missiles.
is this clip by Blinken?
Anthony Blinken, this is a separate conversation about.
Rob? What is this
So
clip?
this is basically saying, how did U.S. enter this war in Iran? And this is Anthony Blinken, obviously former Secretary
Go ahead,
of
Rob.
State.
Let's see it.
Basically saying, was it Bibi? Was it Trump? Whose decision was it? This is Anthony Blinken. Go ahead.
Prime Minister Netanyahu at various points tried to convince the Obama administration, the Biden administration to do things like this?
To my knowledge, he's tried to convince virtually every administration since he's been in office to do what President Trump finally did. He came to the Obama administration and tried this. He came to the Biden administration and tried this. And he finally found a willing customer in President Trump. But this was President Trump's decision. This wasn't Bibi Netanyahu's decision. It was President Trump's decision. Look,
that's it.
It's not that previous administrations, whether it was
There's
President Bush,
you have to admit, though, Adam, it's 1,000% President Trump's decision, but you cannot sit here and pretend that Bibi Netanyahu doesn't have major influence. Jared Kushner has known him since he was a child. His father in New Jersey, he used to go visit him, Bibi, in Jersey. He's over there negotiating. That's a conflict of interest, number one. Sure. Number two, we can't pretend, Adam, everything was Iran, and then Israel went on full on seizing land and attacking in Lebanon, and mind you, Adam, in heavily populated civilian and Christian parts of Lebanon, and they're literally seizing land. And it's looking now, because Adam, who's to stop them from just going, well, there's terrorists here, bomb them? Who's checking to see how many civilians are dying in Lebanon? Where's the, because if you, all you have to say is this, there's terrorists there. You could literally keep bombing, keep expanding until you've taken over as much land as you want. Obviously, I want Hezbollah taken out. Obviously, I want Hamas done. Obviously, I want ISIS done, which Trump basically did. But if you've been seeing, like I've been seeing, literally in the downtown area, you want to talk about Miami? I'm out in Miami, a whole apartment complex with civilians coming all the way down, and they're bombing it. So that's what I'm saying is, Adam, there's a huge Christian population there, which I'm not comfortable with them going on full offensive when you're supposed to be focusing on Iran. I get it. They could chew, what's the saying that you said before? Walk and chew gum. But it's like, bro.
What is this? What is this clip, Rob?
Yeah,
this was the strikes last week in Lebanon.
Yeah, that's okay. You want to kill one terrorist, so you do that? Let's just say there's one Hezbollah guy in there.
Why would you say there's only one?
I'm just saying, how many
Why did they take out that building?
Because you tell me. Do you have reports?
So
I don't know, because there's
I appreciate your passion, and let me respond real quickly. 30 seconds ago, you didn't even know that Hezbollah was based in Lebanon.
I didn't say based. I said they were. I didn't say that. I said they're everywhere.
No, they're not. They're in Lebanon. Period. Full stop. You might say there's one guy who has a cousin who's hanging out in a different part of town. Hezbollah's in Lebanon, and this is exactly what it is. You just said, obviously, we want to take out Hezbollah.
Yeah. So kill how many civilians for one terrorist?
How do you assume that they do that?
What do you mean? I don't, Adam.
How do you
Because I
take
saw
out
what they did in
Hezbollah?
Gaza, and dude, Gaza is flat. It's flat. So they killed almost 30.
Vinny, you got to pick a side here, bro.
No. Please don't play that game with me. Do not. Hold on. Do not.
You either want to
play
take out terrorists
time out,
or you don't.
Time out. Do not play the pick a side, Adam.
Okay.
When it comes to 25,000 or 20,000 children dead, don't play
what do you
that
mean
game with me.
children dead? Because
if terrorists were in this location, Israel
Vinny,
should have done. Let me
slow down,
finish.
slow down.
No.
I'm listening. What do you mean
I don't wanna play this
children
game.
dead?
Adam, if you show Gaza right now, and I don't even want him to show it, look at what Gaza looks like. Was there Hamas everywhere?
Yeah.
Because it's flat. Okay. Well, that's
Okay, by the way, the whole children, and I know we don't want to talk about this, the whole children dead. Why are children dead?
Think
about
about
that.
Because they didn't. Because when you throw caution to the wind and you don't do a ground invasion, go in the tunnels and go at everybody, you could just carpet bomb everybody and just say, well, there's
And then
terrorists there.
just
That's
one
not
quick
fair.
question, follow up.
Yeah.
Where are these children hanging out?
Oh, what do you mean, Adam? They live there. They live there.
Are they by themselves? They hanging out
No,
on
with
the
their
block?
bosses, with their
Oh,
parents.
they're with their parents.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So they're with their parents, who are basically part of Hamas.
Oh, so all
yes,
the parents, is that your argument? Is that all these kids that died, these innocent children, their parents are Hamas? Are you serious right now?
Vinny, I feel like we're going back
No.
years to have an argument.
Let's move on.
Where?
Please.
No, let's
This
not
is
move
a-
on. Let's stay
this
right
is-
here. Hamas is embedded in society.
So kill everybody is your thing. Why'd they take so long?
What
They
do you
should have
mean
nuked
kill
them.
everybody? If they wanted to kill everybody, there'd be 1 million people dead right now. You have to understand, if they wanted to kill everybody, which they don't, a real genocide, there'd be 1 million people dead in Gaza. Do you know that? The fact that they're talking about only 60,000, half of which are Hamas, half of which are civilians, is a testament to the fact that they don't want to kill everybody.
It's a horrible ratio.
America killed how many people in Iraq? How many people in Afghanistan?
And it was all wrong.
And I
it
never
was
heard
all
the
wrong.
word genocide once.
What do you mean? Adam,
Is Iraq-
I left the military because of what we did in Iraq. Vincent Oshana, left because of 9/11 in Iraq.
Let me get to this next story. Here's the story I want to
I
get.
don't understand your point.
Adam, let him go to the next story.
but
This
what
is
do you
not-
mean?
Adam,
What point? Explain
Yeah,
the point.
tell me the
What point is this?
We're fighting radical terrorism.
And your point is what?
And my
Your-
point is,
And your point, and I'm pointing.
I'm saying from a tactical point of view, the way that they handled Gaza.
Respectfully, let him ask Paz question.
Yeah,
Let him answer Paz.
he's doing it.
What was the question?
What happened, Tom?
Yeah, he was doing
I
it.
thought you were asking him to explain this. And we were trying to.
No, I'm asking.
Bottom line is this: whether you like it or not, the world, specifically the Middle East, has one major problem, brother. You know what that is?
No Christ. No Jesus Christ.
Okay, that's
No, it's
sure,
the truth.
sure.
No Christianity. None of this would be happening if they were all believers in Christ.
Sure, great, gotcha. But they believe in radical Islam. So you just went to Christ. They believe in Allah. And they believe that they're going to reach paradise when they kill and maim and convert people or die. So you're going to have a choice of whether you're going to say, I really don't like to see innocent people dying. Nobody wants that. Or I'm going to let the radicals take over. I'm fully on the point of we're not letting them take over. You're kind of still straddling the middle, respectfully. Well, we got to take them out, but we can't kill innocent people. That's a problem. We need Christ. Buddy, at some point, you're going to have to realize this is the problem, and Israel and the United States
What
is
do you think
addressing
is the
it.
problem? You think Israel's the problem or Islam's
but
the problem?
I think tactically, the way
Because-
they're doing missions is not. For instance, is it okay if you want to kill 2 terrorists? Are you okay with them taking down an entire apartment complex that people are living in? I don't think. I think tactically, send in your ground troops. Mossad is dope. The IDF and all them. They don't want to get involved on the ground, which I think, Pat,
I love you, bro,
you'll save
but
civilians.
I think you're oversimplifying
No,
a very
I think put some
complicated
troops in there.
situation in a very.
Throw some troops on the ground. Go
What do you mean
fight the
throw
war.
some troops on the ground?
You don't just carpet bomb.
By the way,
everybody.
I'm defending America here, but I just feel like giving you some facts, brother. How many people do you think live in Israel? There's 350 million people in America. 350 million. There's 1 billion plus in Iran. In India. There's 1 billion plus in China. How many people do you think live in Israel? What's your number?
5 million.
5 million? It's 10 million people. That's the size of a city in America.
Okay.
I know people in the IDF. You think they want to be at war? How many tours have you done?
What do you mean tours? I was just in the Air Force.
Okay, so you weren't even a tour. I know people on their 5th tour, 7th tour. They've been in Lebanon. They've been in Gaza. They've been flying to Iran. They don't have enough people. The whole conversation about sending boots to Iran, they don't have enough people. You know the famous situation with Joe Rogan? He goes, how many Jews do you think there are in the world? He goes, I don't know, 1 billion. He goes, let me lower my expectations. 500 million people. I think it was Gad Saad that said, Try 15 million. There's about 5 million that live in the United States, 10 million that live in Israel. There's not that many of them. And 20% of Israel are Arabs that are citizens that fight also in the IDF. So this whole concept of a boots on the ground where you think all these people are going to be everywhere at once, they don't have the numbers. That's just the bottom line. And you have these 10 million people, which very few, less than 500,000 are actually serving, that are fighting war after war after war after war. And we're saying, do more. They're to their last leg. And America comes in as a capable ally to Israel in the Middle
I'm going
East.
to get to this next story.
To defeat Islamic
All right.
terrorism.
Trump warns China will have big problems if it ships weapons to Iran, but insists he doesn't care about peace talks as we win regardless. Go ahead, Rob.
China is preparing to ship weapons to Iran.
Well, if China does that, China's going to have big problems, okay?
Yeah, so when you see this story, now he's also saying he doesn't care. There's another clip, because of that clip, Rob, that you just played, there's a few of them that he goes a little bit deeper into. Trump warned, obviously, China. The president caution comes after several news outlets have reported that China is preparing to send air defense systems to Tehran in the coming weeks. If China does that, China is going to have big problems. U.S. intelligence sources told New York Times and CNN that Beijing is shipping shoulder-fired anti-aircraft missile systems known as manpads through third countries to mask their origins. A spokesperson for the Chinese embassy in Washington, denied the accusations in a statement to CNN. China has never provided weapons to any party to the conflict. The information in question is untrue, the spokesperson said. It comes as peace talks between U.S. and Iran began in Pakistan's capital city, Islamabad, on Saturday. Trump acknowledged very deep negotiations, but told Reuters no matter what happens during the talks, the United States has already won. Regardless of what happens, we win. We totally defeated that country. And so let's see what happens. Maybe they make a deal. Maybe they don't. From the standpoint of America, we win regardless. Tom.
So there's two ways to ship a weapon. One is finish a missile, a bullet, a gun, and send it to the guys. Iran-Contras, right? Just send them the guns, drop them off. The other way is you send raw materials that are critical. And what I was reading over the weekend, Pat, is that the U.S. and the UK are now, and I think it was the CIA found it, and MI6 confirmed it, and that was what I read, about a chemical called ammonium perchlorate or sodium perchlorate, which is key rocket fuel. It's basically rocket fuel chemical that you need so that you can send out rockets or missiles. And that is what is huge. And so when people say China's shipping weapons, there's the anti-aircraft system that they sent to Venezuela. And remember, we jammed it. Remember the stories on that, Pat, that the Americans jammed the Chinese system. So the system that they had, did they have the best one? Don't know. And so China was reportedly also providing that system to Iran. And also now they're shipping chemicals that are used to make the propellant, the fuel for rockets. And so China is definitely in this, and I think the president said what's going on. If they're really doing this, they're going to be in big trouble. But just remember, you don't have to ship the guns. Sometimes you can ship the powder, and this is terrible. This allows them to make the rockets.
Pat, how long do you think he does? How long do you think? Because it's almost a given. They're both kind of helping, like on the low, till he does something, or like it's out in the open where he's going to actually act on China or Russia. Because I haven't heard anything from them. Like these are the little stories that pop up. You know China's doing it. How long do you think till Trump? Because he looks serious right there when he's talking about if they're doing it, it's going to be bad for them.
Do you actually think they're providing weapons to Iran? Do you think they're doing it?
I think they're on the.
Well, what is your percentage of them providing weapons to Iran?
Directly or indirectly? I'm 100% that they're providing these chemicals. We've found it. The MI6, CIA apparently found it. Now we have all kinds of articles on it. So it's 100% that they're sending rocket fuel.
Right. Yes.
Number one. Number two, I'm probably around 80% that they're sending, the anti-aircraft and radar systems because it's easy. And that's what they were supplying to Venezuela. So I wouldn't supply there. Anything beyond that, I'm only about 25% because I think that's like a red line. And do you think China wants to cross that red line?
But if you're sending,
I'm lower on the actual missile, bullet, and bomb.
But if you're sending the fuel to launch these rockets or the missiles, it's almost like, like the loading the gun thing. You're putting the gunpowder in the bullet to shoot the guy.
But I didn't send you the cannon.
Yeah, but that's still. But if I find out that you're sending them the gunpowder and they're shooting you know what I mean? That's a whole different situation. You're still actively involved in killing people, so they can play that little game. What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, look, Humberto just sent a message. The whole 90% of the oil that China is getting is from Iran. So who is a bigger partner? How do you manage the two partners? One is giving you oil. The other one you sell a bunch of products to. Your number one customer is America, that you make hundreds of billions of dollars of exporting. And so do I want to compromise that relationship with, U.S., but do I feel confidently in my ability to low-key underground get stuff to Iran without anybody finding out? Don't forget when the Huawei's founder's daughter, who was the CFO, was in Canada doing deals with Iran, and Trump put 100% sanction on Huawei, and Huawei disappeared. A lot of people used to have Huawei phones in America. So they are shifty. The Chinese are shifty on how to get in and how to deliver something to. I wouldn't be surprised if they're doing it, but if they do, and they're in the middle of all these negotiations, I don't know if it's a smart move by their end. Adam.
Two things are going on here. Number one, China looks at Iran as one thing, a transactional partner. They're using them from oil. They've basically been evading sanctions, Iran, by basically selling discounted oil to China. They got 1 billion and something people that they got to have energy for. They're shutting down the Strait of Hormuz. You think it affects Iran? It affects China too.
Big time.
It affects Southeast Asia. It affects half the Middle East. We don't rely on the Strait of Hormuz. So China's looking at the situation in Iran being like, oh man, we're losing our oil. Oil prices going up. Who knows what deal they're cutting with Russia. I'm sorry, regarding oil. By the way, wasn't Trump and Xi supposed to meet coming up?
They were supposed to meet in March.
They were supposed to meet in March.
But they didn't.
But they didn't. Why?
No, he said they're going to delay to May.
Why? Because of this war. So now Trump is using the Strait of Hormuz as leverage, saying, before I even come speak to you.
Because of tariffs, it was a couple things.
Of course.
Kind of going on.
But,
yeah.
but the center point, the linchpin, was what's going on in Iran. So now you have China basically saying, how do I literally fuel my economy? I have 1 billion plus people that I got to take care of. They got their own issues. For years we've been hearing China's on the rise. There's only one country that's on the rise, and it's the hottest country in the world right now, United States.
That was it?
That was it. That's all I got.
Wrapped it up? Okay. All right. Well, let's go to Orban.
Back up a second. You want me to keep talking?
No, I don't want you to keep talking. That's
you want me to keep going?
Good job.
What's my point? I wrapped it up early.
Love that.
Orban era swept away by Peter Magyar's Hungary election landslide. Alex Soros celebrating, Hillary Clinton celebrating, Obama celebrating, a bunch of them celebrating. Last minute, Putin came to help, Bibi came to help, Trump came to help Orban, JD went to help. None of it worked. Orban ended up losing. And there's a lot to it, Rob. I think you got a video on this one here. 16 years in power. And this is a BBC story. A system condemned by electoral autocracy. Lies at tatters, defeated by a 45-year-old former party insider who convinced a majority of Hungarians to bring it to the end. We did it, Peter said, told the crowd of cheering supporters beside the river Danube overlooking Budapest's magnificent parliament. On the other side, together we overthrew the Hungarian regime. Is this it, Rob?
This is Viktor Orban last night conceding.
Preliminary election results based on more than 98% of country counted votes, put his TISA party on course for an extraordinary 138 seats versus Orban's 55. And the far right, our homeland, on 6. The landslide will not only allow Magyar to overthrow Orban's increasingly unpopular domestic policies, but reset Hungary's global relation. Orban has been a close partner of President Trump, earning an in-person appearance from the J.D. Vance. That's what I said in the final week of the campaign. And Russia's Vladimir Putin, and he had become one of the big thorns in the inside of EU and Ukraine. Here's Viktor Orban conceding. Go ahead, Rob.
The election results, although not yet complete, are understandable and clear. The election result is painful for us, but clear. The responsibility and opportunity to govern were not given to us. I congratulated the winning party. Thank you for all your hard work.
There you go. Tom.
So Orban was trying to do two things. Hungary and California were very similar. It's not very big, but it was full of corruption, all kinds of problems going on. And Orban's been trying to make good relationships internationally, such as Trump, such as Putin. It's sort of interesting, and he was the one guy you saw on the end of his campaign, both Putin and Trump were saying, I hope this guy wins. Meanwhile, everybody else on the liberal globalist side say no. So Orban, people that are there said, no, he was a continuation of the corruption. He was trying to fix things domestically, and he did some things domestically that were really unpopular. And then he was trying to be a peacemaker and do things, on the world stage. People say, how can you call him a peacemaker? All right, okay. Well, the answer is Hungary is California, and this guy was actually trying to correct part of it. He was part of it because he had kind of, his political career come up through it. And now you had an opportunity for a conservative-minded guy in Hungary in the middle of the war and the economy and everything. The people said no. Not by a landslide, but people said no. And so that's what's going on. And this is why, and guess what? Now Soros is happy, Hillary's happy, Obama's happy, all who have, I say happy because all of them have put out statements of support. Meanwhile, the more conservative side of Earth is coming out and saying, man, this sucks. I thought there was an opportunity to turn the corner on Hungary. But you know what? The Hungarian people are fed up. And what the vote was in Hungary, you know what it was, Pat?
What's that?
Anything but this. And when voters do that, sometimes you get unintended consequences on elections. And that's what's happened here.
Yeah. So if you go, by the way, if you got Alex Soros's tweet, Rob, if you want to pull it up, go to Alex Soros's tweet. I just send it to you. If you go to his account, you'll be able to find it. It's not a big deal. Just go. There you go. Okay. So here's a tweet. The people of Hungary have taken back their country. A resounding rejection of entrenched corruption and foreign interference. If you go a little bit lower, look at the first tweet. Elon Musk, Soros organization has taken over Hungary. And Retard Finder says, imagine the family responsible for the most foreign interference complaining about foreign interference. Now, that's not me saying it. That's a handle that's called I Find Retards. That's the job of that Twitter account. So, Vinny, your thoughts on this?
So basically, they found one, and I just hope, Pat, that Americans are paying attention. When Alex Soros, name one thing that name has done positive. Give me one George Soros positive thing. They're destroyers, okay? And I hope this sets off alarms. Because think about it. They just took Hungary, one of the most Christians, the last Christian stronghold in Europe. 16 years, they resisted the migrant flood. They resisted Alex and Daddy George. And that slow, that national security. Now it's basically the walls have been breached. The people behind the push are not even pretending to hide it. And this is, Pat, a red-green alliance. Global Marxists on one side and the Islamic pressure is on the other side, and they're both moving in the same direction. And this is a warning shot. Europe is already cooked. And this is what happens when countries stop defending themselves. The leadership falls, the demographic shift, everybody's welcome. Bring everybody in. We don't care. We don't care. Crime rises, faith disappears, and the people who built the country are told to shut up and adapt. And I'm telling you right now, it's coming here. We're the main prize. America is a crown jewel. Look at every single uprising that we've had. BLM, this, burning the street, everything, all these judges, everything is so, every time you link it back to these NGOs and everything, it always leads to the Soros Foundation or something with George Soros, okay? And they're not even hiding it anymore. So I hope people are waking up, because once a country loses its identity, Pat, getting it back is way harder than getting it in the first place. And they're not hiding it. Anytime Alex Soros, Hillary Clinton, and they're celebrating about something happening over there, it's a bad sign, period.
Tom.
It's 10 million people over there. There's 10 million people in Hungary, and they're all flipping out. And you had this conservative opportunity there, but now you've got Soros in there interfering with it. And, he has a little bit of a bone to pick with Hungary over time, right?
Of course.
A little bit of a bone to pick, because they called him out and they knew who he was, and he couldn't even go visit what was his country of birth, right?
He's banned in so many countries.
He's banned. What does that tell you? And so he's back there trying to manipulate it, because every one of these, you have to understand, the globalist, populist, and communist movement see every one of these countries like a state. Mm-hmm. There's 10 million people there. There's like almost 3 times that in Florida. Mm-hmm. So think about it. This is like, I don't know what U.S. state has 10 million people in it. I don't know, Missouri or something. Mm-hmm. So this is what they've got. And so they're out there trying to do it. And that's it.
There you go. Adam, any final thoughts?
I'm not the Hungary expert. I'll just say this. Orban was an extreme nationalist, Hungary first. This other candidate basically was more of a globalist, basically saying, I'm going to align myself with the EU, with NATO, that kind of situation, with the globalists, Ukraine. Whereas Viktor Orban was basically saying, strong man. But here's the most powerful thing. In any election, the most powerful thing is change. This guy came in and said, listen, you've been doing this for how many years? Almost 20 years with this guy, 20 years. He said, it's time to go. And at the end of the day, this is democracy showing the people have a voice. The people have a choice. There's a lot of places out there where democracy is fading. At least in Hungary, it appears that it's still there.
Okay, so let's talk about Trump blasting the Pope. Here's a New York Post story. Trump blasts Pope Leo as weak, says he prefers his MAGA brother after pontiff's veiled jabs over Iran war and immigration. Is this it? let me first read what he said, and then we will go through what he said. Rob, do you have what the Pope said?
I have a clip of the Pope, I believe this weekend, where he says he's going to continue to speak out against the war.
Go ahead.
The message of the church, my message, the message of the gospel, blessed are the peacemakers. I do not look at my role as being political, politician. I don't want to get into a debate with him. I don't think that the message of the gospel is meant to be abused in the way that some people are doing. And I will continue to speak out loudly against war, looking to promote peace, promoting dialogue and multilateral relationships among the states, to look for just solutions to problems. Too many people are suffering in the world today. Too many innocent people are being killed. And I think someone has to stand up and say, there's a better way to do this.
Okay, here you go. That's the Pope, and then here's the president. Go ahead, Rob.
And they're going to go back filled up with oil.
Why did you attack Pope Leo on Truth Social?
I don't think he's doing a very good job. He likes crime, I guess. He hit us. Think of it. He's worried about fear. What about the fear when the ministers and the priests and all of those great people that were arrested during COVID, and in many cases they're outside 10 feet apart, and they were arrested. So we don't like it. We don't like a pope that's going to say that it's okay to have a nuclear weapon. We don't want a pope that says crime is okay in our cities. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan of Pope Leo. He's a very liberal person, and he's a man that doesn't believe in stopping crime. He's a man that doesn't think that we should be toying with a country that wants a nuclear weapon so they can blow up the world. I'm not a fan of Pope Leo.
I mean, unless I missed something, the Pope, all he said was, listen, I'm not about war, you know? He quoted the Bible, blessed are the peacemakers. He's just he's not saying, you know, to hell with them and whatever with the troops. No, this is the Pope. This is the holiest guy on the planet, the biggest guy in Catholicism, just voicing his opinion, and then Trump goes into this this wasn't a 500-worder, but it's like, I don't know. I'm not a fan of him going after him and then bringing up nukes. All this guy is saying is, listen, I'm not about war. If you're trying to be a Christian, a good Christian, the last thing on the menu is war. And if there's a way to do it, do it. And if he's going to bring up because I don't know if we're going to bring up him tweeting, Pat, about him being basically Jesus and putting.
We will do that right afterwards.
Yeah, go ahead, Tom.
Well, I struggled with this because it's like the Pope, the Catholic Church has become political. Let's face it. Over the last 25 years, they've become very political. They've weighed in on DEI. They've weighed in on so many things, and they've also done, you know, kind of ride the line. Well, what we really interpret is this. So they've actually moved, and they've moved things. People say, well, that's progressive. That's that. Not if your handbook is the Bible and it says that 1 foot is 12 inches and an inch is this much. Then you don't sign to change it over time so that 1 foot is 14 inches or 8 inches. Mm-hmm. You don't change your standards. And the Pope has kind of moved with that some people call, you know, progressive Catholicism. You know, I don't know. On the other hand, where Trump is, you know, if you're not with me, you're against me. And he's very, very clear about that. And while he's trying to get things done on a world stage, you know, he's going to react to things that he thinks. Remember, it wasn't just this comment by the Pope. There's been other things, and there was a closed-door meeting. And so Trump is a little annoyed with the Vatican because Trump sees the Vatican as a political voice. And it's like, if you're going to be a political voice out there, this is what we're trying to do. You know, last time I checked, Trump didn't say this, but Tom says this. The last time I checked, the path to peace in the Bible sometimes got a little bit bloody and a little bit messy because humans are humans. And so this is a heavy tweet, but I think I understand where it's coming from. Yeah. You know, if you're not with me, you're against me.
Yeah. Adam.
Well, let me take off my yarmulke and put on my Cardinal hat. Here's what we know about Trump.
Here's your APAC baseball hat.
Thank you, buddy. Tom's got the jokes, always. Here's what I know about Trump. Anybody can get it. A week ago, people were freaking out, basically saying, may Allah be with you. All of a sudden, there's people upset about that. All of a sudden, we're going to take down an entire civilization. Nothing happened. All talk rhetoric. Calls out the Pope. By the way, this isn't his first time calling out the Pope. By the way, he'll call out Bibi. What the F is going on here? If you get in Trump's crosshairs, whether you like it or not, he's going to shoot. What's the famous phrase? If you come at me, I'm going to come at you 10 times harder. So that's Trump. You like it or not. I'm on Team Trump because Trump represents America. The Pope doesn't represent America, despite being from Chicago. Go Bears. I know Umberto's probably going to be a little offended right now. That's okay. The Pope doesn't represent America. I have Catholic friends, I have Christian friends, I have Muslim friends, everything. No one is without basically being, no one's about being criticized. Anyone can get it. Because if you look at what the Pope is basically saying, if you didn't tell me it was the Pope, he would sound like a pacifist. He sounds like a dove. You know, there's a concept of like, are you a hawk or a dove? Trump's neither. Trump's a deal maker. Are we going to get stuff done or not? Here are the things that I understand. You tell me if I'm wrong. What the Pope basically advocates. Promotes peace, no war. He's an open border guy, globalist type of guy. Helps humanity. I get that respectfully. It seems to me there's a lot of socialist tendencies and they're critical of capitalism. At the same time, doesn't the church own more land than anybody in the world? Aren't they basically a religious corporate structure dictating the papal laws to all around the world?
Supposedly own more land except countries.
Allegedly. They're also very big on the Green New Deal, the Green New Scam, talking about a thing. At the end of the day, these crosshairs were going to happen, and it'd be best served for the Pope to stay in his lane and Trump to stay in his lane. When those two lanes cross, it's going to get up.
What do you think, Pat? Because from what I heard, I didn't hear the Pope. The Pope was just saying, "Yeah, I just wish there's more peace." I don't think he was going. What do you think? I'm curious.
I mean, look, he to me, I like him more than the previous guy.
For sure.
I'm not. I think he is. He's just saying. He says, "Look, the Bible says peacemakers, right? Be a peacemaker, and blessed are the peacemakers." And at this moment, people could say Trump's not a peacemaker. Trump's a chaotic agent. He disrupts. He's constant, right?
Yeah.
Which is fine. That's who the American people voted 2 times to be the president. But I will tell you something here that low key, here's, I don't know why Catholics, have this issue with Jews. I don't know what it is. They have this, I don't, listen, I get the Jews have issues with Christians and they'll make fun and they'll say stuff like, oh, your Jesus is going to do, they'll say, well, he was a Jew anyways, right?
Yeah.
But then Catholics have that issue with Jews. And they act like, they're all innocent and everything. And when you look at Catholics, the amount of centralized power they have. Centralized. If you know what the total Catholic population is worldwide? It's like 1.213 billion. Jews are 15 million.
15 million.
But Jews are decentralized, meaning Jews don't have somebody they listen to that says, hey, you better do this. Catholics, God forbid you say something about the Pope. They're like, hey, man, listen, who is that Pope figure in the Christian community? We don't have one. No. If I ask you right now who's the Pope in the Christian community, you don't have somebody to look at. Who is a witch pastor?
Yeah, exactly.
No, they don't.
We don't have one.
It's not independent network.
It's just the Bible.
So if you look at only Catholics and Muslims have somebody that they look at as their supreme leader, like, you got to go to somebody. But even more, it's Catholic.
Well, there's only 2 theocracies in the world.
Catholicism?
Islam. I'm sorry, the Islamic Republic of Iran.
Yep.
And the Vatican.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 major theocracies.
So, listen.
Big difference.
Yeah, okay.
Big
You pull it.
difference.
I said 1.3 billion. My apology. I don't want the Catholics to be upset with me because, I have a lot of Catholic friends. 1.4 to 2 billion. By the way, you ready for this? They have 220,000 parishes worldwide. That's churches.
Wow.
They have 3,000 dioceses, 400,000 priests worldwide, 600,000 religious sisters, nuns.
Wow.
200,000 Catholic schools globally. 50 million students enrolled worldwide, 1,300 universities, 5,000 to 6,000 hospitals, 15,000 plus clinics, 16,000 plus homes for the elderly, disabled, orphans. I have had nothing but great experience with Catholics. Nothing. Here's what my challenge is. I've never had any issues with Jews. I've never had any issues with Catholics, but they have issues with each other. Okay?
Well, I don't think Jews have any issues with Catholics. I think the old school Catholics, old school, had major issues with the Jews.
Yeah. Well,
and then I think in the 1960s, they said, you know what, guys? Let's pump the brakes on all the Jew hate and all that. But that still lingers.
Did you not, Tom, did you not watch Godfather 3? What's Godfather 3 about? Do you really want to go through the history of Catholicism and how much power and authority and mob and finances and
you have its own military. It has a military.
There are so many things to go through. So for me, this is the problem. This is the problem. For me, it's when you come in and take a judgmental position and your church has a history of a lot of issues, you're kind of contradicting yourself and you're a hypocrite. So you have to kind of be able to balance that. But at the same time, guess what? That's what comes. The Vatican has a lot of power. Think about if you wanted to have control over 1.422 billion people around the world in a sense. Christians couldn't pull this off. Mormons couldn't pull this off. Catholics pulled it off. What a power. And so here's a question. Who's more powerful? Can you run a poll, Rob? I'm actually so curious to know how the audience votes. I kind of have an idea which way they're going to vote, though.
And you want us to give up?
Who has, no, I don't want you to say anything. I just want to give it 3 minutes.
Okay.
Who has more power? Humberto, don't call the bots people. I don't want you to touch any of your bots people. Who has more power, Jews or Catholics? Does the Catholic Church have more power or Jews? Okay, just put those two, Rob. And Jews, Jews, not Juice. Just want to make sure Rob gets it right.
Oh, is that why I'm getting all these juice box things on my? Oh, that's what they're saying.
And I'm not even putting.
I just thought they wanted to buy me a drink. This juice.
So, but here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Good joke.
Do you know what's a funny thing with power? You know what's a funny thing with power? It's like it's always the other guy that wants more power, not you. You're the humble one. You know, it's always the other guy that wants more control. You don't. Yeah, definitely, Jews don't want any control. It's the other guy. Catholics don't want any control. It's the other guy. Islam doesn't want any control. It's the other guy. Everybody wants control.
1000%.
Why do they want control? Why do they want control? Think about why they want control. Because what? Because they want to be able to push their own what? Agenda and what you believe in. And guess what? I think that's very fair. You know, if you live in a community like, you know, there's such thing as HOA, right? You know what HOA is? Homeowners Association. Yeah. So, for instance, like let's just say you live in a community and you have a house that's on 1 lot and I have a house that's on 3 lots, okay? But we pay our HOAs fairly. Now, imagine the person with 1 lot says we want to charge $5,000 per person who lives in this community per lot. So who does it favor? Who does it not favor? The guy with 1 lot says, yes, that's fair.
Let's do it.
The guy with 3 lots is like, what are you talking about, bro?
Yeah,
well, you know, no, we're going to keep everything 5,000. No, you take more land in a community. Everybody's got an agenda, bro.
Of course.
Everybody does. So when we get into the innocent stuff, listen, I said to myself, I'm from Iran. So when people are like, well, you know, you're from Iran. Yes, I don't like the IRGC. I've said it a million. I've made videos about this for over a decade, talking about how I feel about this. They're bad people. They're evil. They're not wired like you. And the world is a better place if they're gone. Do I have some biases because I lived with these guys? 100%. It's the people when they're like, well, I don't have any. Well, I don't have this. I don't have this. Stop acting like you're so innocent. Everybody's got their own stuff that's going on. So now, Trump does something else that kind of pissed a lot of people off, and this deserves criticism, and it's a well-deserved criticism. He posts a picture of himself that was posted a few months back in February by a guy named Nick Adams. So the original tweet,
we know.
Vinny, I don't know if you know or not.
Yeah, what's somebody else?
The original tweet of this is actually not him. The original tweet of this was a guy named Nick Adams.
Yeah, we know.
He posted this in February of sometime this year, and the only difference is, which a lot of people are talking about, Rob, it was in my notes. I don't know if you want to go to it, if you want to pull it up. I'll text it to you as well. Both ways you have it. I just texted it to you. There is a picture of comparing the two that you have. Is that the one I just sent you? Yeah, there you go. So if you look at this, Nick Adams tweeted this in February, but then something changed. Go to the right one, the one on the right. So this one has the, soldiers in the back, and then come back February 4th, and then you want to come back. America has been sick for a long time. President Trump is healing this nation. And then go to the new one that the president tweets. And so the president tweets this one.
Who's that?
Yeah, so the one in the middle, people are like, well, what is that? What is that person? So anyways, I'll pause here. Vinny, your thoughts on this
well,
tweet from the president.
Okay, well, if I'm assuming, what is that? Is that the Antichrist? Is that a demon? Why of all the things that you change, you just change that thing? So there's questions. But listen, in Galatians chapter 6, verse 7, Pat, it says, God will not be mocked. Period. End of story. Full stop. I know we're talking about Catholics and Jews and all that stuff, but I mean, look at the track record. I played a video a long time ago saying that Trump said that he is not a Christian. Then he also did on Air Force One. He said, I'm not going to heaven. Okay. And then when he got sworn in, he didn't put his hand on the Bible. I know that's not a huge deal, but the Bible's right there. I think Melania was holding it and he didn't put his hand on it. This type of stuff, Pat, and again, people like you said can have their opinions and everybody has their thing. I'm not a fan of that and putting it there and then adding the demon, whatever the heck that is in the back.
Do you think he did? Like somebody probably forgot, somebody had edited it and then he retweets it. It's not like it's a, by the way, I don't know if we can show this picture here, Rob, so you may want to change this one. Go ahead, Adam.
You're asking the question of whether that
hey,
picture?
Let me go to Tom. Let me go to Tom. Tom, your thoughts on the picture of the president posting that. How do you feel about that?
Look, there's like a meme a day, a meme a week, and you put something like this. I don't know how to interpret it. It didn't come with like a commentary. Clearly the original intent from the original author was, hey, he's going to heal the nation, and he even says, I'm not a spiritual guy. It's kind of like Charles Barkley saying, man, I'm not a role model. You can make me out to be, but I'm not a role model. And if this was Mother Teresa here, no one has any trouble with it, without the American flag. This a symbol of healing and touch and things like that. And I think this is just, I can't read into it. Maybe he's saying, you know what, I want to fix things and I want to bring things forward. I don't see it religiously. I see.
I don't know if I like it, Tom. I don't know if I like it.
It's kind of like,
I don't know if I like it.
It's off.
You know why I don't like it, Tom? Like when it comes down to, certain things like with God, I don't know if I'm messing with this. Leave this one alone. Go and see yourself above every other man. And by the way, this is coming from a guy that's Assyrian. And guess what Assyrians were known for? Well, what happened to us? Hey, let's go visit our country, Vinny. Where's our Vinny? Rob, can you pull up on the map Assyria? Pull up on the map Assyria.
Pull that up.
And why don't you pull up the president of Assyria? And here's an Assyrian saying this. Where's our country?
Huh?
We don't have a country.
Holy Rock.
It's Baghdad. Where Baghdad is.
No, but I want to find out who is the president of Assyria.
There is none.
So what happened to Assyrians? I thought we were the first warriors 6,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago. I thought we conquered the biggest. I thought we invented, the
beer,
calendar, math,
irrigation,
the capitalism, mercantilism, everything that we have right now, capitalism. Can you pull up stuff that Assyrians invented? Assyrian Empire invented. Go to what things Assyrian Empire invented. If you go to stuff that they invented, okay, from, can you just go to ChatGPT? Yeah. It'll list it out for you if you go there. The stuff that Assyrians invented is insane. I mean, insane. You go read the Bible. Go watch the language Aramaic. Me and Vinny speak Aramaic, right? We're trying to get Tom and Adam and Rob to learn. Rob's the closest so far, but we're weapons, math, business, you name it. Assyrians. What happened to the Assyrian Empire? We fell. Why did we fall? Assyrians were so crazy that they would go get lions to say, you're not the king of the jungle. We are.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how crazy you have to be to say, hey, we would go kill lions just to say we're the kings of the jungle. We're Assyrians.
Yep.
And then
little too cocky.
Little too cocky.
You think so?
We built
you guys tried to build a tower of Babel.
We built something, a tower.
You guys
try to
Babel
reach up there.
to go and say, hey, God, listen, we're kind of stronger than you. And then he's like, wait, who are you guys? Yeah. Do you know what this thing called the famine is?
Wow.
Yep. You're gone. Go ahead, Assyrians. Yep. Okay, now there's still, listen, see a few of us left. We are very aspirational.
That's right.
We bought 11 acres. We're trying to build a small little country here in Fort Lauderdale.
Papa Gabriel could be the godfather.
We believe the future looks bright. But no, I think the part is there's one thing you don't play with. You just don't. You don't play with God. It's the only thing. Play with anything you want to play with, And I'm somebody, I was, we were with the UFC president, Dana. We're there sitting right next to everybody, family. We spoke to Marco Rubio. We were with everybody 2 days ago with a torn ACL, walking around with a limp from Compton, like that kind of a true, legit limp.
You were on the card.
Yeah, exactly. but the point is, I just don't think there's any benefit to things having to do with God. Leave that one alone. Very simple. I think leave that one alone. That's my feedback. There's no benefit. And listen, is he being funny about it? Is he trying to get under the skin of the Pope? Is he trying to get under the skin of people? Is he trying to get another thing that the people are talking about? Of course he is. But this is one you just avoid. There's no winning here. There's no benefit to it here.
I don't know. I hear your point.
Yeah.
And I'll raise you this. If people still get offended by a Trump tweet, that's on you, bro. I'm not saying you, sir. I'm saying in general. How many times? Oh my God, I can't believe Trump's. What'd he do? Yeah. But we've been seeing this for a decade. He's got his own platform, Truth, to basically say, Twitter, you wouldn't allow it? And I got my own thing. You're not going to silence this guy. If every time you freaked out of what he does, you'd go insane. So to me, stop being offended. That's number one. Number two, he's the most consequential president in our lifetime by far. Barack Obama, goodbye. Maybe Reagan was. In our lifetime, Trump's the guy. And you know Trump's religion? Let me tell you Trump's religion. Above all, you know what it is? America first. Straight up. I don't think he's necessarily a God-fearing guy. He'll call out Allah, praise be Allah. He'll call out the Pope, boom, 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 whatever this picture was. He'll call out Israel. They don't know what the F they're doing. Whatever it is, next thing he's going to go after, Buddhists and Hindus. Anyone can get it. You can agree or you can disagree. That's fine. But when you come at Trump, don't miss, literally, could have an ear blown off because he's going to come back 10 times harder. And you know what's the famous quote about wrestling with a pig? Be careful when you wrestle with a pig because you're going to both end up get dirty, and the pig loves it. Yep. Trump's born for this.
But be careful when you beside the pig, when you're messing around with Jesus Christ, that's not good. when you're trying to be that guy, and I know he didn't make the meme, he reposted it, but what are you trying to say? And I'm not like, oh my God. I'm just like, bro, he made a great point. Sit that one out. You could talk crap about the Pope and do a 500-word thing to the Pope. That's fine. He's a human being. He's still a man. He's flawed. He sins. Not that guy. That's
Pope sins now?
Yeah. What do you mean? Does he sin? Of course. Everybody sins.
Watch your tongue.
All right. Let's go to the next story. Next story I want to get to is a guy that's been sinning publicly and privately. Okay, and some of the stuff became public. Okay, Eric Swalwell, and this guy was supposed to be the leading gubernatorial candidate for the state of California, and now they're going to get not Tom Sawyer, but Tom Steyer. Or they may get our friend Katie Porter. Okay, the hottest thing going on in California, which I don't think my dream will become a reality with her because she's a little bit off. Like she is very aggressive. Like she honestly, she needs a lover right now. She needs to find somebody
that's gonna be
like, I'm on Instagram.
That's going to calm. But I don't know. Listen, I don't want to speculate. Eric Swalwell, this is his tweet. I am suspending my campaign for governor. He could have replaced that with, the Democrats have fired me after realizing I don't stand a chance of winning. To my family, staff, friends, and supporters, I am deeply sorry for mistakes and judgment I've made in the past. I will fight the serious false allegations that have been made, but that's my fight, not a campaign's fight, okay? My question is campaigns. Let me ask you, is that apostrophe S? Because you know he used ChatGPT because of that line.
Hyphen, yeah.
But what campaigns, not a campaigns. I don't, Rob, is that proper English with the apostrophe?
Yeah, it's the campaign is a noun, meaning the campaign doesn't own the fight.
Okay, so ChatGPT got it right. So we see this, and can we show that video or no? Is that video, I know it's soft porn.
I know.
Can we show that or no?
I think so.
I mean,
think so.
There is nothing going on, right? Is it, Rob? I don't want you to...
No, she's just, he's married.
And if you listen close, you can hear a narrator.
Is this it, Rob? I don't know if anybody else showed it either. But anyways, there's a video of him making out with the scroll, and then it gets a little bit worse. Nothing happens. There's no liftoff. There was nothing that took place. But, is this him saying that he's dropping out?
No, yes, but it's from the billionaire that has funded his last 3 campaigns. Supposedly, it's at the billionaire's home.
Right.
So what did he do? He ran to his biggest donor and his biggest benefactor, who he's been pushing legislation for.
Allegedly, the biggest donor asked for $1 million back from him that he gave to him, allegedly.
Yep. He was at that guy's house, supposedly.
Okay, so play this clip, and then, Tom, I'm going to come to you because it looks like you know a lot about it.
A lot has been said about me today through anonymous allegations, and I thought it was important that you see and hear from me directly.
Me hit the point in his chest.
These allegations of sexual assault are flat false. They are absolutely false. They did not happen. They have never happened. And I will fight them with everything that I have. They also come on the eve of an election where I have been the frontrunner candidate for governor in California. I do not suggest to you in any way.
Is this the stepping out, or what is this?
This is him saying, before the video came out, he's like, I did not do this. It's like the Democratic.
And Rob, you want to play the other clip you just texted me? The clip I just texted you what you texted me. Nothing crazy. Don't, if it goes, Rob, if any close comes off, Rob.
I got you.
Pat, is that a house or is that a hotel?
Who is this?
Hey, listen close.
All right, pause it right there. It's fine. It's fine.
We got
my wife won't be home for a
so
while.
Pat, and by the way, there's a girl in the back that
and that's Martin Shkreli who tweeted that?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And he goes, here is my sources. It was taken in his home. This is and the woman is a sex worker, allegedly. And if you see, because there's 2 videos.
Whose foot is that? Like, whose shoes that?
There's a guy in the bed with them. There's a guy, and they're trying to figure out who's there, who's recording.
Come on, Pat. Wake up, man. There's always got to be a guy filming.
No, but Pat, there's a girl that shows up in the back that looks like another girl, worker, whatever, allegedly. She runs back because she sees that somebody has a camera. She gets up, but there's a guy in the bed. And then there's a guy obviously recording. So 1, 2,
but we don't know who the guy is.
No, there's 5. See that guy's head? I mean, it's going to come out. You're going to find out.
See that guy's head.
He has nice sneakers on. He has Nikes.
Yeah.
Those are pretty cool dunks.
That's what Vinny's looking at, the sneakers.
So, okay, so we don't know who that guy is, though.
Nope.
Well, they're going to identify him. See his face right there.
They're going to find him.
So, go on the comment section.
If we listen close, the guy is saying,
Congressman,
I
if we
can't
know
break
who the
100.
guy is. Go ahead, Tom.
So, here's what I think.
Why did this happen? That's the real question. I mean, of course, it's fun and games, but why did this happen, Tom?
Yep. So, everything comes out at once. So we summarize it. This video. That's right. This video.
Unbelievable.
2 campaign workers, come out and say he was hitting on us. One gentleman puts up a tweet, says he was hitting on my wife. We have the evidence. If he wants to sue me, but don't you dare say a word about my wife. She worked for the campaign, and this is where it happened. All over this weekend from Friday. It's like a suddenly groundswell. Who gave the meat? So I'm going to ask this controversial question. Who gave the media permission to run with this? The mainstream media is on a leash with the DNC. That's not allegations. We've seen it so many times. Rob, do you have the polling information? So let's look under the covers, shall we?
Oh, my goodness.
It says, and we find the California primary is known as, and this is what they call it, ladies and gentlemen, it's called the jungle primary. There's no DNC primary. There's no RNC primary. There is one primary coming up in June in California, and the top two run for governor. Frequently, the poor Republican has never had a chance to be in the top two, or you're so far behind, it's crazy. But this year, they call it law of the jungle, survival of the fittest. All the animals have to fight. Who's gonna be the one that comes out on top? So take a look at this. Top two move on. Steve Hilton, 17.1%. Chad Bianco, 13.5%. First and third. Eric Swalwell, there were things leaking out, and he's been dropping a little bit. And Katie Porter is seen as like this very angry woman, and the polling says that, not me. It's not an allegation. Polling says that voters found that her anger and everything was unbecoming of a candidate. The Dems were looking at a situation that if just the conservative media show this, they might have Hilton and Bianco running. This is Emerson College poll that was released to the media by Democrat source. Wait a minute. Why are the Democrats releasing unfavorable polling? Why is New York, everything coming out at once? I'll tell you why. They only have 6 weeks before the June primary, and they're running a terrible risk of losing the state house. Guess what? They knew what was going on with Swalwell. They knew back from Fang Fang and all the jokes we can make about that, about, being compromised by a Chinese spy / prostitute / whatever.
A lot of slashes.
Right? Okay, there we go. There it is, Pat. If Swalwell had slipped down, now what they do, the Dems just did to him what they did to Bernie. But Bernie wasn't guilty of all this stuff. Bernie was just a pain in the neck on a highly progressive basis in South Carolina. Remember that, Adam? And they went against Hillary. And what did they do? They cut off access to all of the support. They changed the rules in South Carolina. And suddenly Hillary comes up. Bernie's campaign is absolutely thwarted, so they can get the candidate they want. They don't want to lose the California State House, Pat, and now you have a big bomb go off that tells the voters, Swalwell bad, Swalwell gone. He pulls out with 6 weeks to go off of the campaign.
Yeah, but the reality is, so now what?
Now
you think Katie stands a chance?
Well,
you think Tom not Sawyer Steyer stands a chance? Or they have, Humberto, that thing we were looking at dinner when we said, what is the latest time to put somebody in, a name in? When was the last day they could do something? Because this is it, Tom.
It's over. I don't think they can. They can't do the Kamala Harris thing and put in a candidate. They have to go with one of these.
A Republican's going to win.
Oh, do you think that's going to happen? Well, why would they destroy him?
Not only that, Luna is putting forth a motion to censor him and have him removed from Congress. And if that happens, there'll be a special election for his seat. And there's a lot of unrest in California right now economically, and they fear, even though the Republicans are just hanging on to 39, 40%, it wouldn't take that much.
Hanging around.
That's right.
Hanging around.
Exactly. You know what I mean? It wouldn't take that much for a Republican to win his seat, and the Republicans stand a very real chance here. They only have one shot, and the shot is, does Chad Bianco get passed by Katie Porter, and then she becomes the candidate and she wins by default because she's the Democrat, and then they control her. That's the plan.
Wow. And by the way, it's not good for him. He's done. He had 50 former staffers released a letter saying that the allegations are serious and credible and demanding he resigns from Congress.
Give us the dates on everything. It all started Friday, and these people were all greenlit.
Do you remember Nancy Pelosi made that video, Robbie, the wrap-up schmear? The little smear campaign that she does.
Smear or smear?
It's a smear, but I like adding the schma.
Maybe we'll get a little bagel with a smear later.
Yeah, and you have that video. This is I slacked it to you, Rob. She says what they do. They get the story, Pat. They sell it to all the freaking news, and then they do a wrap-up. They put you out there. They destroy you, and then you made a great point.
They eat their young.
This is it. But it bothers me. If you want to play it, we can play it. It bothers me, Pat. They've had these videos. They've had it.
Eric got fired.
Yeah?
Eric Swalwell got fired by the Democratic Party is what happened.
That's exactly, but it bothers me that these people, I mean, I get it. It's a disgusting, dirty game. I've heard so many stories about these politicians in Hollywood, in Washington, and the fact that they have and they hold it on you, Pat.
Oh, yeah.
This blackmail game.
So, Tom, here's the thing. Apparently, the primary election is June 2nd. General election is November 3rd. But the write-in deadline, Tom, is May 19th.
Kamala could come in.
The write-in deadline is May 19th. You think Democrats are just going to let this go like this?
No way.
So the write-in, I'm not familiar with that thing, meaning I could put my name out there to be a write-in candidate?
I think based on the way they have it, they needed to file a write-in before the primary deadline in May of 2026, which they have time. They have 36 days to write someone in, give or take. So I don't think in a million years Democrats are going to get rid of Eric Swalwell and just let it go like this and that's it. I don't buy that. You think they are excited about Katie Porter? Katie Porter is one press conference away from beating the living crap of somebody, and Dana White is the one that's hiring her to do a UFC fight. Gina Carano.
She has a daily
Rousey.
card with her
Netflix
staff.
Fight. No, she's a force to be reckoned with in the fighting space. But to me, and then the Tom Steyer guy, Tom Sawyer, Tom Steyer, him, you think they're going to get behind him? No, I don't think. I think there's something up their sleeves that we don't know about. You're about to hear an announcement, I'm assuming, in the next, 3 to 7 days, maybe 2 weeks, of somebody where they're going to say, here's our guy. And Antonio Villagrosa, Tom, at 2.8%.
How's he going to jump?
You think he's going to pull it off at 2.8%?
Look, if they get behind him and they push him hard, he's got name recognition in L.A. He will carry L.A. If others
He's got 800 followers on X. Can you go to Antonio? I couldn't believe it that day when we checked the Rob. Can you look at Mayor Villagrosa's Twitter followership and influence?
It's not about logic. It's about desperation and about a party
Great
machinery.
spelling. Rob, you crushed it, Rob. You did what I would have done. We had to just see that because I would have spelled it too. Look at that. He's at 1,318 followers, and that's his account.
So he's almost doubled, Pat. Give him credit.
No, but Tom,
you said 800.
But check this out. Like, I don't even know who follows him. Like influencers.
Not followed by anyone you're following.
Yeah, I mean, that's not A-V. So, Adam, I'll come to you, and then we're going to wrap up with the story.
And Pat, can I say one thing about her?
Yeah, of course.
So California primary is June 2nd, and the normal filing deadline for governor was March 6th. So as of April 13th, Kamala cannot just decide to jump into the race, but there's one narrow exception, Tom. She could still try a write-in campaign in primary. California allows write-in candidates for voter-nominated offices in the primary, and the write-in filing window runs from April 6th to May 19th. But there's a much tougher pass because she would still need to finish top 2 in the primary to make the general election, which she could because of the stats that Tom just showed. So here's a clean way to say it. She cannot join the race now as a regular ballot candidate because the filing deadline's over, but she could only try a late write-in route, which is legally possible, but politically much harder. Tom, if they put all their weight behind her, and they say, guys, this is Republicans, they're going to blah, 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 they want to kill illegals, whatever, and then they put her in, she has a path.
Look at Tom Steyer, though. Tom Steyer just blew up.
Tom Steyer just blew up right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, Adam, go ahead.
Tom Sawyer. Okay. So, one quick question. Has Swalwell officially dropped out of the race?
Yes.
That was
okay, gotcha. Well, Pat, I got a Swalwell story, if I can share it with you.
Can you do it in less than a minute?
I can.
Okay, go ahead.
So, I'm at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. I was with some ladies from CNN. I don't know if you want to show that picture, Rob. I sent you 2 pictures. Way to bury the lead. Here's all my CNN ladies. You might recognize some of these ladies at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. This is in, I want to say 2017. And when you go to these events, like we went to the inauguration, you go to these things, you're interacting with a lot of people.
Where are your hands?
I found myself at the bar with Eric Swalwell.
Oh, God.
And I knew him a little bit.
You're the guy in that video.
Adam, are you on the bed wearing
Is that what it is?
I'm not incriminating myself.
Oh, okay.
I'm not self-snitching.
Is that where he's going?
I'm the guy in this picture. But here's what I'll say about Swalwell. We're at the bar.
Yeah.
We're having a drinks. I don't know this guy. This is the point of my story, how sloppy he is. This is my opinion, my story. He says to me, hey, man, let's go have a little fun. Let's go see what's out there. I'm like, you're talking to the right guy. He's like, what's up? Basically saying, where the chicks at?
Yeah.
I'm thinking, all right, here's this dude that wants to have a good time. I'm a free agent. I'm looking to have some fun. And then I realized, what's up with this guy's judgment? How are you just going out and picking up chicks with a dude you met 3 minutes ago?
He doesn't care.
And my point is, that's sloppy. Whatever happened with the Fang, whatever happened, all you have to say is, hey, man, nice to meet you. Have a great day. I'm going to go hang out with my friends. You're going to come and say, hey, man, I like you. Let's go kick it and pick up chicks. Sign me up.
Who was he at the time?
You're a little excited.
He was a representative in California.
Yeah.
That's why he was there. So I'm thinking, is this guy cool? I want to say he was married. I don't know. The point is this. He's dropping out of the race. Nothing's been proven. What did we learn from Trump with the whole grab him by the situation?
Anything's possible.
You got to own who you are. If you kind of walk around
so
as
you're saying he should come out and say.
No, I'm just saying if you walk around and present yourself as holier than thou, I would never do something like this. Like if I ever ran for government, I'd be like, you know how many videos of me out in a club having a good time there are? That's who I am, but now I'm a changed man. He's presenting himself as a polished individual. I see your face.
Did you subtly throw in there that
I'm going to hype myself up.
But you realize he was on a bed with another dude and a dude recording.
That's
Maybe
a dude
he was trying to
playing the dude.
trying to present.
California
The point
is
is
just
this.
a mess.
The point is this. California's a mess. Gavin Newsom cheated on his wife,
Someone
his
his best friend's wife.
whatever, but he owned it.
Campaign
Hey,
manager, by the way.
How we doing? Swalwell is sloppy. He didn't own it.
He's done.
And now that's his
But
demise.
now you can write in, and according to the there's a new commission, the Democrats running under New Kamala, DRUNK, which spells drunk. You can write in Kamala or the name of any vodka, and it will be attributed to her. So part of the write-in campaign is meant to be right up her alley. So we'll see. Is she going to go as a write-in, or is she running for president?
You know already, Humberto.
No,
Rob, what happened to that poll we ran 30 minutes
I totally
ago?
forgot about that.
Can you run that poll? I'm just curious to know what happened.
We guess?
I mean, listen, I know which way it's going to go. I just want to go. Okay, go ahead. What do you think it went? Who has more power, Catholics or Jews? What do you think the poll went?
Catholics or Jews?
Yes. Where do you think the poll goes?
Literally, there's 1.4 billion Catholics.
I know. So where do you think the poll goes?
Our poll will
I
be
think our
60-40.
audience will think the power is with Israel.
If our
and Jews.
audience
I would say
is
60-40.
logical and
Right,
sensible, the
60.
Catholic Church and Catholicism
You have it, Rob, or
is
no?
way
I'm
bigger and way
looking-
more powerful.
Oh, because it disappears?
Yeah.
You didn't delete it, though.
No, I think I can pull it up on the watch after.
But you didn't delete it, though.
No.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll
I
take a
don't
look
know.
at it afterwards. By the way, if you're
conveniently deleted.
let me do this.
Mossad.
For the audience that's watching, if you guys remember what the poll was, just kind of post it below. I wouldn't mind seeing what the numbers are while we're on the topic right now. All right. Let's get to next story. Let's get to next story. Next story I want to get into is I tweeted something, Rob, if you want to pull it up, on what I think is going to happen in 2028. Okay. This is what I think is going to happen in 2028. I think 2028, you guys know I don't tweet a lot, but when I do, this is one of them. I said, mark my word, 2028 presidential race will break every rule in politics, an open battlefield without Trump in it. Strange people will be running, Hollywood stars, influencers, podcasters, former athletes, pastors. I have a list of 22 outsiders that could be running. It'll be nasty, right? While we're doing this, a report comes in saying that Michelle Obama may be thinking about running, hinting. Yeah, hinting. You saw that with David Harris,
Of course,
I think.
of course.
Hinting. And then there's another one with Kamala, who's talking to Reverend Jackson, if I'm not mistaken, Rob. You know, did you see that one, Rob? This is it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
That's Al Sharpton.
Al Sharpton.
What did I
Let's
say?
get our
Jesse
black
Jackson
pastors.
passed.
Did I say
Jesse Jackson passed
Jesse
recently.
Jackson. Oh, my.
I know you were thinking
Al
of him because
Sharpton.
we're in the religious bubble right now.
Al Sharpton.
This is Al Sharpton.
Go ahead.
Skinny
Go ahead.
Al
This is
Sharpton.
Al
Go ahead,
Sharpton
go ahead,
light
go ahead.
after
So
religion.
Here we go.
run again in
He's
28.
lost 300 pounds. All right, so watch this.
So,
Oh, God.
okay,
I tried to be subtle, but I just figured I'd go right
Well,
at
that's as subtle as Reverend Al Sharpton could ever be.
Yeah, girl.
We love you for many things, but not being subtle.
Oh, God. I don't miss that at all.
Listen, I might.
Oh, God. Please do.
I'm thinking about it.
Please think more.
I'm thinking about it.
No, you're not. Oh, please go.
Yeah.
Please.
Who else? Who else for 2028?
She has zero.
Who else for 2028? Who else? is running for
Michelle
2028?
Obama would be formidable for sure. She knows how to talk. She doesn't. By the way, the race card and everything would be played. She would play that thing every single day, and anything, any debate against her, she's gonna go to that card. She's gonna play that card because that's all she's been doing for the past 10 years. That's all she does. Everything is she's a victim, and people love that. Mind you, she was selling out arenas, Pat. The president's wife was selling out arenas. What was she saying? What was she talking about? I'm very curious. But out of their entire, who the Democrats have right now? Gavin Newsom's number one, and he is going down. All the fraud, all the lying, all the taxes, all the everything. She comes in. I know Roger Stone quoted this.
I don't know. The best campaigner in the lineup
Who?
in a world of snack and headlines.
Who would it
of the
be?
I'm saying I think Gavin Newsom is the best political
he's the best
envoy and the best campaigner.
For
if you
sure.
sit logically with 10 people, if you sit logically from 10 people and you debate Newsom, you come to one conclusion. You get 300 million people that are just thinking at the surface level, he can get elected.
Yeah. Who do you think would have a better chance, Gavin Newsom or
you didn't see
Kamala?
it.
Or or Michelle Obama?
Gavin Newsom, I think, gets cleaned up by Michelle Obama
Of course.
very early in the primary because he doesn't have an East Coast base in the first
Bingo.
place. And I've always said, wait for New Hampshire, South Carolina, and Iowa, and then tell me if the guy that can't get above 19% with core Democrats right now, and we've never had a candidate, Pat brought it up. Remember the research we did like 2 weeks ago, Pat? There's never been a Democrat candidate at this point, a prospective nominee.
Below 25. Not in ever. In 30 plus years, we haven't had a candidate that as of this season was below 25%. Not Biden, not Hillary, nobody. 30 years. It's never happened. So there's not a lead guy for them. So as much as they're having a hard time with governor for California, they're having a hard time with president for 2028. This is why I believe an AOC stands a chance for 2028. This is why I believe an outsider stands a chance for 2028. And, Kamala's, I know you're going to say no, but I'm telling you, I think for me, as you're seeing more and more opposition come in, like a Mamdani come in, they're playing ball. They're playing ball. Adam, your thoughts on this, 2028?
Look, the whole conversation is that the Democrats have a deep bench. Oh, they got a bench. You're never going to see.
Where's AOC, Rob? Where's AOC on this list?
On Kalshi, she's at 10.8%. I believe she is second.
86
million. Yeah, second. Newsom is first.
If you put a position of $100,000, what would it be?
By the way, there's 86 million.
I know. That's what I'm saying, Tom. If you put $100,000 on AOC and she pulls it off, what do you get? According to this.
According to this, let's flip it over because I think you get the inverse of that.
$900,000?
Yeah, click on the yes. Just click on the yes.
Ooh. Oh, there it is.
So what does a yes do, Tom?
I think you get the
90. So you put $110,000, you get $902,000.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So as of right now, Newsom's number one.
Yep.
AOC's two. Who was three? Go a little bit lower to see who three was.
I think I saw John Ossoff.
Ossoff.
Oh, wow. Kamala.
That boy better work his Ossoff.
Okay. All right.
In order to
Go
get
ahead.
his numbers.
You were
up.
saying.
Look, 2028 is wide open. You are right. The whole conversation of the Democrats, they got a deep bench, but the challenge is all their players should stay on the bench. They don't have any stars that can actually win yet. Gavin Newsom, exactly, from a national perspective, Gavin Newsom was all they got. If you want to pull up that list, I'll tell you exactly, bing, 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 who these people are. Gavin Newsom looks good. Becky with the good hair, whatever it is, doesn't have a national electorate. AOC, we haven't elected a representative from the House of Representatives into the presidency ever. So unless AOC is the greatest candidate in the history of America, she's not going to be there. John Ossoff, I'm sure he's working his ass off. Nobody knows who he is. I think he's a senator in what state? Anybody?
Don't know.
Anybody? Georgia, I think. I don't know. Kamala Harris, keep the drinking. Pete, hey, Buttigieg, that ain't happening. Josh Shapiro, I love you like a brother because you're Jewish. You got no chance in the Democratic Party. They hate Israel. They hate the Jews. Ro Khanna, go back to wherever you came from. Andy Beshear, keep up for that guy, governor of Kentucky. Rob Emanuel could be a player here. J.B. Pritzker, I don't care how much Ozempic you got, ain't happening. All I see is white men in a Democratic Party that's run by black women. Racist. I don't think any of these people got a chance. I think on the Republican side of things, you get the most capable resume we've ever seen, possibly in Marco Rubio. The only question is, where does J.D. Vance fit? We'll figure that out. But to me, if you're looking at resume and capability, Democrats don't got it.
The Democrats are not dumb. And I think the Democrats have been on the sidelines a lot right now trying to figure out what they want to do. And I don't think, Pat said something about this 2 years ago, about the formidable nature of a Michelle Obama, running. And I agree with that. And right now, I'll tell you, the Dems are looking for a savior, and they're not seeing it in the natural way it comes up. Nobody is showing up at above 25% as the prospective nominee. Nobody. So what do they got to do? They have to do a South Carolina thing. And I think I'm wrong on something I've been saying for a while. I've been saying that the money would hold back and go with J.B. Pritzker because he could carry Rust Belt, he could carry Illinois. That's the algebra on it. But he really doesn't seem like he's there. And so I think the DNC is trying to do something just like, I think, as Pat used the word fired, Eric Swalwell got fired this weekend by the DNC. They got to do something. And remember, money wins elections. They sit on the most amount of money and they direct the super PACs because the super PACs are connected to legislation and they tell them if they're going to get their legislation or not. And they guide super PAC spending.
And Adam, you can't,
Vinny, can we just stop one thing, please? Can we do me a favor?
What?
Stop it with the Michelle Obama nonsense.
I mean,
for 10 years, she's going to run. She's never going to run. She's never has run. She's never given any indication of run. Want to know why?
She said it's
she's
time
not
for a
built
black,
for this.
She
said this. She's not built for this.
It's time for a black woman to be a president.
Well, how's she going to qualify?
No, come on. I'm just saying. But
black.
you know what? But you know
Go
what?
ahead.
You know why he makes a really good point about AOC, and I'm telling you guys right now, somebody clip that and just save that for your own, whoever's listening to this. Mamdani Adam won in New York. Nobody would have thought. Bro, he came on a video yesterday saying, we will not be ashamed of standing with our transgender neighbors. We will not be ashamed of being called socialists. And we will not be ashamed for fighting for immigrants targeted by ICE. By the way, this is his first 100 days. He hasn't done anything. All right, he's canceling the free buses thing. That's done. And he's saying in a year they're going to have free supermarkets where they're just going to give away food. Don't sleep on these guys. That whole communist, Marxist, AOC, bro, and you notice he made a good point too. Everybody's quiet right now. Gavin's not up there talking crap, saying Donald Trump and yelling. It's his wife. No, Gavin, when's the last time you heard
Gavin's not, I don't know, 3 days ago?
No,
5 days ago?
I've seen his wife more than I've seen him out there. She's out there. She's out because, boy, Gavin can't avoid all this fraud and everything that's happening right now. So they're kind of keeping him on the hush, Adam. But he's going to, trust me, he's going to come out from under the rocks when it gets closer because now we're in a war. How are you going to criticize? What's he going to say about Trump? What's he going to say?
All he does is talk trash about Trump.
No, I'm saying right now you haven't heard anything. Have you, Tom? When's the last time? All I'm saying is.
What's your point with Mamdani?
My thing is don't sleep. America, New Yorkers overwhelmingly got Mamdani in. So he's the same. Him and AOC are cut from the same cloth. Don't sleep on that whole.
Mamdani is the now face of the Democratic Party. And,
He is
and
the
if
face.
he's not, the Republicans should make him the face. By the way, to answer your question about who has more power, Catholics or Jews, if I may, Jews run New York, right? They couldn't even get Cuomo elected. A lifelong Democrat, Mamdani comes in, never heard about him until a year ago, becomes the mayor of New York City. It just proves to me either New York,
what's even
the
funny?
Jews don't run New York or they got to step their game up.
You know what's even funny?
What's that?
Neither Jews could get Cuomo elected, neither could Catholics get Cuomo elected. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you?
That New York
what does that tell you? The number one
Sharia law.
financial capital of the world, Jews, neither Jews or Catholics could get a Catholic. Isn't Andrew Cuomo a Catholic?
Yes,
His father was a Catholic. Couldn't get an Italian Catholic
Come on,
elected.
Chris Cuomo, where you at?
Can you
on
imagine
this?
that? And by the way,
Vaffanculo.
let me tell you, watch your language.
I'm sorry about that.
Watch your language. We
What's
know
what-
what that means. You
I
can't.
don't even
you
know what
can't-
that means.
Yeah, you do. You know
I really
exactly.
don't.
I just said it wrong at the
You
end.
know exactly.
What is it?
So, okay. All right. So let me get to the next story. Next story I want to get to is, let me see. Which one is it that I wanted to get to? There's one. Oh, did you guys see this crazy guy knocking on the door of a guy trying to look for the
daughter?
The daughter?
Yeah.
And then he got in. Have you guys seen this or no?
And then
Rob,
shovel the guy.
there is a few of them. I think you have the clips. Okay. Start off. Is that the one where he comes in and then he starts saying open? Okay. So first of all, this is okay. That's the one. Play this clip. So watch this. Terrifying moment where a Ring camera shows a deranged man in long coat crashing out, asking, "Where is your daughter?" and threatened the man on the camera that he will end him if he doesn't open the door. Go ahead, Rob.
Hello?
Hi there, can you open this door, please?
For what?
I just want to make sure that everything's okay. There seems to be something going on.
What do you mean?
I don't know, I just figured I'd check on something.
What? I don't know what you want, man. Get out of my house.
Open this fucking door!
Wow. Flip-flops and a
Where's your
trench
daughter,
coat.
man? Where's your daughter,
What are
man?
you talking about?
Where's your daughter?
Where's your daughter? Who's in there with you?
Bro, if you don't
Open this
leave,
fucking door. Open this door, I'm breaking it fucking down. You understand me?
Dude.
leave my house. You don't.
Are you okay?
What?
Is everyone
We
in
are
this house okay?
What? Everyone's okay. What do you want?
Bro.
State of California, by the way.
This is
where
Cali?
This happened. This is Cali. Because if this is Texas or Florida, you know what's happening.
It would have been old. This video would have been done after the 2
Is that a
seconds.
man or a woman?
Rob, is
That's
that
a
the end of
dude.
the video? Or no, he's still standing there. Jacket's moving. Watch this.
Oh.
He's waiting for the dad to open the door because he wants to know if the daughter's inside. Okay? And he's just holding himself. He's about to go postal.
Can you leave my house, please?
You open the door, please.
You have nothing to do with my house. Can you leave my house?
You know what my name is?
Oh, no.
I don't know who you are. You don't belong to this neighborhood. That's for sure.
This is my neighborhood, though.
Oh man,
These guys are.
Yeah, I live there. I don't know
Fat
you.
man. This is Fat Man.
My name is Harry Dresden, motherfucker.
Oh man.
Whoa.
Open the door. This is my neighborhood.
Those eyebrows.
Open the fucking door.
They don't play.
You got the Shapiros. Is that it?
Harry Dresden to the rescue.
No.
Oh my.
I will fucking end you.
Oh my.
Do you understand me?
Well,
People have lost their mind thinking they can talk
Vinny,
about
does
it.
this guy know
He's
how
not
sudden
done
lead
yet.
poisoning works?
I know.
Extremely suddenly.
I think there's a video of him in the house.
That's
too,
what I
right?
thought. I thought there
What do
was
you mean
one
there
in
isn't
the house.
He gets in the house and the owner comes in with a shovel and is like, "Bro, get out of my house."
He says, "Are you in the military?" Yeah, look at this.
Look.
He's ringing the bell.
Has nobody called the cop? No 911. Dude,
You know the guy has. What are the chances the guy's called the cops?
I mean,
He's called the cops.
Of course.
but what about the neighbor? Like, dude.
So now, Rob, you want to play the other clip of the cops angle? This guy keeps going like this. Lost his shit, right? But then there's another clip
Of him inside.
Do you have that one, Rob, too, or no?
Oh.
I watch it. So this is a different angle
Made it in.
of cops pulling up.
Oh.
And they're like, what the hell are you doing? Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
You see the cops in the back? Go ahead.
No. I will fucking end you. Do you understand me?
I think he's an Avengers movie.
Bro. Oh, that's somebody had the shovel. That's the owner, Pat, with the shovel. So the owner dropped the shovel.
The audio is really.
There's his dog.
Disturbing.
Bro, if you have
They say kill you.
Yeah.
dude,
What's going on here?
This guy is dating the owner's daughter.
No,
Is he?
that's
I
what's
don't know
going
if
on?
he's dating or something. He wants to come and see the daughter. Look at this. This is California. Cops come in. They're checking the guy. Did they handcuff him?
Hey, whoever sells a trench coat in California, you got to monitor that guy.
What you doing with trench?
What do you want to?
Bob, what do we know about this on what happens? What does the community note say? Can you go to the community note right there? Zoom in a little bit. Jason Thomas Nichols was arrested in Fairfield, California, April 7th after a viral Ring doorbell video shows him aggressively banging on the door, "Where's your daughter?" and claiming to be a fictional wizard named Harry Dresden.
Of course.
He faces charges of including first-degree criminal threats, vandalism, and assault with a deadly weapon, and bail set for $35,000.
He'll be out in 2 days.
He'll be out in 2 days.
He'll be
Yeah,
out
a
in
guy
2
like
days.
this.
In California, he'll be out. He'll be out.
But do you remember back in the days there was a movie with Mark Wahlberg 20 plus years ago called Fear?
Fear, of course. When he did this.
Oh, if you haven't seen that movie, I highly recommend. He
Oh
did
my God.
fantastic in it.
Oh.
Well,
He-
Reese Witherspoon.
Oh yeah, Reese Witherspoon and the other girl.
What year was this? Not 20 years ago, 30 years ago.
30?
30 years ago. It's been 30
Stop
years.
it. I
96.
graduated high school.
Of course.
Me too. Yeah. So when that happened,
Yeah.
you know, guys like this are out there. Parents
Let me in the
they
house.
got to be involved on who their girls
man.
date and who their girls.
Guys, I don't know. I think you're looking at this all wrong. It's a love story.
Yeah.
It's just a love
You're right.
story.
In California, it is.
Cali
Exactly.
it is.
By the way, Vinny,
He
An
better
old
let-
school
if
love
this
story.
is your
a man and a
daughter,
woman. Old
he better
school.
love
Now, I'm going to
lead.
ask the two of you guys. I'm going to come to you. A guy comes in and is asking for your daughter, Tom. How do you handle this?
Like
On this, number one, I would call the authorities immediately, and I would make sure that, first of all, at home, Kim and I would, as soon as this guy comes up, Kim and I would both arm up and be ready for the door to come down.
Tom, I walk around with a gun just to
Tom,
do
you
it.
and Kim would be like that couple in like DC with the huge shotguns.
No. We have appropriate home defense. We haven't got bazookas or anything, but we got appropriate home defense. Number one, I would arm up and call the police. Get the professionals.
You and Kim right there, Tom.
No. I'm not going to be Rambo. The number one, I want the professionals on my front doorstep as fast as possible. Number one, so I would call. Number two, I arm up. Number three, I prepare, secondary exit and escape routes because I don't want to engage. This is what they tell you. This is concealed weapon. People tell you this. I'll tell you this. This is what I would do. However, that's at the point. I don't think this will happen at my house because of the way we've raised our daughters and the cautions we've given them. And we never, ever, ever point to issues that any kids at their school had and say, see, danger, danger, danger. What we say is, what do you think happened there? What were the bad decisions that led there? You got to process. And we taught the girls to reason and resist the bad decisions of life and reason through everything and be prepared for it. And we use these as cautionary tales. But that's what I would do if it was happening on my porch, Pat. I'm not going to be Rambo. I want the professionals. But I am going to arm up. And if that door comes down, I hate to say it. There's
call Dan. Dan's
Exactly.
like, call
Dan
me.
shows up.
That's right.
1-800 call Dan.
And I'm gonna be prepared. I want the professionals there, right?
Tom, let me explain something to you.
Tom.
If I was married and had a daughter and that dude kicked my door, guess what would have happened? My wife would have been calling Home Depot to find out if there was discounts on doors because I would have had holes in it. Because, Tom, if that guy comes in, you don't know if he has a knife, you don't know if he's armed, and he's trying to kill.
That's why I'm calling 911, and 2 seconds later, Kim and I are fully armed.
Oh, 911 first and foremost, but I'm waiting at the door, Tom. Wherever he goes, I'm following him with a gun. You're not coming in my house. He got in the house. He got in the house, and the owner had a shovel because he's looking for his daughter, Tom. And I'm sorry, you got to protect your home. What about you? I can't imagine. Can you imagine coming to the door? Senna is 18 years old, and that guy is on your ring cam, and you see him on the ring cam, and you're home.
He has to worry about Tico.
Oh, I know. At that age.
But to me, no, this is not going to happen. Listen, if something like this happened, there are certain things that happens in life where the father is capable of going to, whatever kind of a, punishment and all that stuff. You want to be as measured as possible. It's easy to get emotional and say, I put a bullet in and I would do this and I would do that. Your kids need you not in jail. But if it gets to a point of you stepping in
the house,
it's done.
Yeah,
it's not even hesitation.
I completely agree.
Zero hesitation. You're like, hey, and by the way, FYI, just so everybody knows this. This is one of the reasons why I left the state of California to live in Texas and to live in Florida. Okay, in Florida, you could walk around. A lot of people carry here. You can go to a restaurant. People carry here.
Yep.
Today we're driving in. Guess what? M16 in the front seat, like literally sitting there. Why is it sitting there? Just a regular conversation, and it's sitting right there. I like that.
Yep.
I like that. You have to be safe nowadays because the reality of it is there's a lot of crazies out there. So, anyways, all right, let's go to the next
If
story.
you look at this kid, I'll just say one thing. Show me that you've never been laid without telling me you've never been laid. You're telling me some grown man-child wizard is showing up at the door, demanding the daughter. I'm assuming, I have no clue what's going on. I'm just reacting to his video. This is a man who's obsessed with a girl. She's probably given him zero attention. Maybe said hi to him. He thinks in his trench coat that he's the superhero. Shows up to the door as Batman, apparently, telling the dad, get out of the way. Where's your daughter? I'm assuming this guy with 3 names, of course, Jason Thomas Nichols, we know the whole 3-name thing situation, has never had a girlfriend, and this is how you react. Be careful out there, gentlemen. Don't end up like this kid.
Yeah, for sure.
No, that's why you call the police. 911 is number 1. Number 2, what is your exit plan? No, and then what is your engagement plan? You have to have all that set up. And what
kind of engagement plan?
Flavor
I'll
Flav
tell you
said
what, Tom, we don't want this guy getting engaged to your
I'm telling you
daughter.
what it is.
We don't want him getting engaged to your daughter, Tom.
No, this is 9mm, 147 grand hollow tip engagement. That's
Okay,
what
different
this
type of
is.
engagement. Respect.
Yeah, that's what this is. And I'm ready, but I'm not going to be Rambo and open the door.
Tom,
right?
you're built for this. Stop.
No. But if he comes down that door, the police are already on their way, and then I'm gonna air him out.
By the way, you look at Tom and you think about a
Rambo.
What? No. You think when you look at Tom, you think about somebody's like, oh, he couldn't harm anybody. Tom's got a very weird side to him that nobody's seen.
Tom is ruthless.
No. His family feels very safe. I've seen Tom go 0 to a whole different person.
Pat, do you know the iguanas in his neighborhood?
What? I will murder you. What is that one scene? He says, I will.
No, that's Tropic Thunder. I will hit you.
He will hit you, Tom Cruise.
I've seen Tom like
Cruise.
Tom
Yeah.
Cruise in Tropic Thunder.
Yes.
With that song. What is the
That's
song?
not usually how I start, right? We encountered some people in
New Orleans.
Ludicrous.
Yeah. And I just like, I'm usually easy first. And I looked at the guy and I said, that is a remarkably bad decision.
Yeah.
And that was my first.
I love that you broke it down.
Yeah, but
Your
listen,
vernacular.
that was 48 oysters later.
Oh,
and a few.
forget it.
This was like 12 years ago. This was a long time ago.
Don't mess with
Yeah.
Tom.
All right.
Tommy
So
two-
let me get to the
Tommy
next
two
story.
times.
Let me get to the next story.
Tommy
So
gun.
let's talk about these data centers, man, that a lot of people are worried about. Voters oust half of Missouri City Council for greenlighting a $6 billion AI data center. So if you want to pull this up, check this out, guys. And this is going to lead to a story with Maine, which they kind of go together. And Tom, if you wanted to kind of go and, combine the two stories together, feel free to do so. You don't have to wait for me to separate the two stories. So the billion is, so where's this page at? Page 24. Is it page 24? What page is this thing on?
23 and 25.
23 and 20. I'm on 23. I don't see Missouri on 23.
Really?
Oh, there it is. Okay. Voters in Missouri's town ousted 4 city council members Tuesday for supporting the AI data center in the area. Voters in the town, is this a video, Rob?
Yes, sir.
Go for it. Festus Council approved $6 billion data center despite public pushback. Look at this. Legit.
They say no dating.
They don't want data center.
Oh, data.
Tuesday vote followed months of at times ruckus opposition against the CRG Clayco plan to build a hyperscale data center on 360 acres in the town. The 4 city council members who lost their re-election bids were defeated by candidates who ran against the data center and supported more transparency. This data center fight has struck the community to the core and really honestly ignited a community-driven effort. Here said Dan Moore, who defeated the pro-data center incumbent Bobby Benz, told St. Louis Public Radio, people are awake now and we're not going to let this continue on anymore. Tom.
So here's what's going on. 2 things happened in America, and I'll connect the dots really, really fast. We have been not allowing appropriate permits for new power in this country. And we think nuclear power is 3 Mile Island 1977 or something like that, whenever the disaster happened. I think it was 77. Check me on that. And so we haven't been doing it. Meanwhile, and we also see, oh my gosh, the tsunami and Fukushima and all the people that got, radiation poisoning in Japan when that power plant. And then newer power plants have been built in crazy places like France, allowing new 5th generation, I think it's 5th and 6th generation data. They haven't been doing that in the US. Meanwhile, our power consumption's been going up just with regular IT and EVs. California, you can't even get an off-peak power plan for your house that's as inexpensive as it was 10 years ago. 10 years ago, you used to get cheap power in the evening. Sun goes down, you can run the air conditioner at night, and it costs you less per hour of electricity or per kilowatt. Not no more. You have all the EVs. How is this going to data centers? Data centers are arriving on the scene when America's terrible energy policies under Obama and Biden have led to an electricity shortage in America because we don't have enough power plants. And so now the data centers have thrown it over the top. Power has gone up. We covered 2 weeks ago that the bid for power in the eastern region around Baltimore was up 30x over 5 years. 30x.
Damn.
Yeah, exactly. And do you have the chart showing, Rob, the chart showing the build out of data centers? So now the citizens are going in and saying, hey, man, the it's multicolored chart. I sent it to you today, Rob, to you directly. Gotcha. So now Maine has said we're outlawing these. There will be no data centers here. Number one. Number two, we have Missouri, people showing up because they're equating data centers with electric costs. And so they don't, and data centers have been overpaying people for their land. Remember the woman we covered a week and a half ago, Pat? She said, I'm not selling my farm for 20X. And people around her and her neighbors were like, hey, I really appreciate that you did this. There it is. So now take a look at this, Pat. Look at data center pipeline. Here's the announced data centers. And the blue at the top is the ones that are actually under construction. They are being blocked by citizens. So guess what? Electrical power is going to keep going up for the data centers that are built. And the fact that America already has an electricity shortage because of EVs and other usage. And you have Oracle and Google actually got permission to build small micro nukes to supply their own data center. And the president, something that I've been outspoken about, he got the ratepayer pledge. And I'm like, Mr. President, that was a nice pledge to get in Q1 of this year, just a couple months ago. But you need to turn that into ratepayer legislation so that you protect the consumer. But that's what's going on. Citizens are now showing up, Pat, and they're equating the next data center with the next utility hike, and they're not having it. And those are not crazies. Those are citizens sitting in a gymnasium coming unglued in Missouri with their city council who wants to vote for it because you know what it means? Property tax money for the city, and they think it means, between 40 to 100 construction jobs for about a year and a half, and then usually only about 10 to 15 data center workers. But they want the property tax money. But the people are freaking out about electricity.
Yeah. Adam.
Well, I'm not going to be the data center guy, but I will say what's important for the viewer out there. Understand that local politics is the most important politics you should have in your life. We're so focused with what Trump is doing, what Trump is tweeting, or if you don't live in New York, what did Mamdani say? I don't care about California. Gavin Newsom, my boy swallow all this. But here's the question to you. Do you know your local mayor in your town? Do you know the name? I guarantee you know Mamdani's name because he's all over the news. I didn't pay attention to local politics. I'm just starting to really pay attention. I'm here in Miami. Shout out to Mayor Francis Suarez. The new mayor of the Eileen Higgins, Democrat, came in. Mayor Stephen Miner in Miami Beach. Florida, greatest state in the union, by far and away. Shout out to Ron DeSantis. Byron Donalds, likely to be the next governor, unless Jay Collins has something to do with it. I think Fishback is taking his fish back. I don't think that's happening. But the most important thing for you is understand your local politics, because that affects you way more than anything that Trump does, by far. So shout out to these voters in these in Missouri, basically weighing in on what this data center is.
It's a good point.
And that's what you should do at home.
Good point. So good point. So what I'll do is to wrap up the story with a couple interesting ones. Rob, can you do me a favor? Go to the site instead of this, because the site allows you to just type in top 55 greatest soccer players of all time. I showed this to Sean and Dylan the other day. Honestly, I thought they were going to lose. I thought they were going to call Sports Illustrated complaining. What? Sports Illustrated announces the top 55 greatest soccer players of all time. Okay, go a little bit low, Rob. Keep going. It's going to take a long time if you go that speed. So we got a couple names, top number 55, Noor. Go to number 35, because a lot of these guys are going to keep going. They put Neymar at 51, by the way. Go to 35.
Yeah, Dylan was not
Go to 35. He was not happy about that. Javi, 35. Keep going. Suarez, 34, greatest. Keep going. Karl-Heinz, okay. Andres Iniesta, fine, at 32. Rivellino, old school. Brazil, I believe he's a Brazil guy. Is he a Brazil guy? I think he was a Brazil guy. Keep going. Bobby Moore, Socrates at 29.
Socrates.
Keep going. Old school 1950s player. And then all of a sudden, you're Ronaldinho 26th. Okay, fair. Ronaldinho 26. Keep going, Vinny. Keep going. Rude. Keep going. Bobby Charlton. They know these names because of Giuseppe Meazza from video games, 1934, 38. Back in the days, Tom was following this stuff. Raymond Copa, keep going.
Saw him play.
Yeah, I saw him play. Romario, phenomenal. By the way, Romario was a temperamental player that would beat people up. One of the most fierce little guy, but he would he would fight anybody and everybody. He would slap you in the face.
Wow, kind of reminds me of a guy named Mario.
Yeah, keep going. Romario, Eusebio.
Marco Van Basten.
Keep going.
Never heard of any
Now
of these
watch
guys.
what happens at number 15. Zico 17. Keep going. 16. Franco Baresi. Look at 15.
Italian.
Cristiano
That's
Ronaldo.
insane, bro. Those guys are
Numero
They
15.
rank them 15th
Okay.
all time.
Okay, let's see where this list heads.
15th all time.
He's
Keep
in the
going.
top 20. He should be happy.
No,
Tom.
you lost.
Ferenc Puskas?
Yes.
Like,
People are going to go for Tommy Gun.
Keep going. Don't forget about him. He was great. Paolo Maldini. Paolo Maldini from Milan, AC Milan. Gerd Mueller. You got to respect him. German guy. Okay, he was great. Main Garinca. Okay, and then you have Alfredo Di
You don't know half
Stefano.
these guys, Pat.
Keep going. Alfredo Di Stefano. Everybody
Roberto
knows.
Baggio.
Roberto
Di Stefano
Baggio.
Ricci, I know that guy.
Baggio, who missed
remember
the
Baggio.
kick in the World Cup, and that's the
Italian.
one thing that everybody never forgets. Keep going, but he was a beloved. Platini, keep going. Now watch this. Ronaldo, the OG Ronaldo, the old school Ronaldo. By the way, fun fact.
The fat Ronaldo.
We had Khabib at the event. I'm interviewing Khabib. I tell the guys, do some research on who his favorite player of all time is. Tom, I don't know if you remember this. So we get him, because it says his favorite player of all time is Ronaldo. We get a Ronaldo signed autograph ball. And at the end of the interview, I say, hey, man, we got you a gift. We saw that your favorite player was Ronaldo. They hand him over the soccer ball. He says, no, not this Ronaldo. I like the old Ronaldo.
The fat one. No.
Keep going. Six.
Did he take it?
That's your boy
He
right
took
there.
it.
Zidane. No, you
Zidane.
like the other guy. You like the other guy.
Headbutted the guy immediately.
Here's your head.
Comments
You
made.
like the other guy.
Johan.
Fifth.
Keep going.
Frank
Now the top
Beckenbauer.
three. Who the top three on
Franz
Sports Illustrated?
Beckenbauer.
Messi's in the top three, obviously.
Okay, who else
Pele
is
is number one.
Who else is top three?
Pele's number one.
Maradona.
Oh,
So you
Landon
got
Donovan from the
Maradona,
U.S.?
You got Maradona,
No.
you got Pele, and you have Messi.
The hand of God.
Rank it.
The hand of God.
How do you think this goes?
Pele's
Rank
one.
the top three.
Pele's one.
Okay, so Pele's one. Who's two in your eyes?
Messi's two.
Okay, Messi's two and Maradona's three.
That's what I'm going
Okay,
with.
so you got
But I know the NBA, Pat. You
Messi,
know me.
Maradona. Tom, how do you do it?
I can't vote because I know about it.
Oh, you know about it. Okay, and then you
Because
know
you're
about
Canadian?
it. All right, so go to it.
No, I
Look
read-
at number three. Number three is Pele.
Go and get.
Sports Illustrated put Pele as number three.
So they're gonna put
Even though
Messi
he
number
won
one?
3 World Cups.
They're gonna put
58,
Messi
62,
number
and
one.
70.
No, Messi can't be number one.
And then
If
number
it's about
two
winning,
is
if it's about winning.
Number two is Maradona.
Wow.
Yeah,
And you know who they put number one?
Obviously
They
Messi.
put Messi as the greatest player of all time in
What's their
soccer.
justification?
I mean, Sports Illustrated. They can justify whatever they want to justify. But they're saying this guy was a Ballon d'Or winner 09, 10, 11, 12, 15, 19, 21, 23. FIFA World Cup Player of the Year, Barcelona's
won
all-time
4
top
in a
scorer,
row.
La Liga all-time goal scorer, 6-time Pichichi winner, Argentina's. I'm going to get so many Menex with hate today But I will tell you this to the Ronaldo community, because we have a few in our household.
Mm-hmm.
To put him number 15, I think it's crazy. They should at least put him 14. I think it's important.
Dylan's going to be so mad when he hears that.
No. Of course, what
But
he's done.
Can we end the debate then?
Which is what?
Messi's better than Ronaldo.
Listen, this World Cup.
Straight up.
If Messi wants to finish the argument,
He has to
if
win
he
this.
wins one more,
What do you mean finish the argument?
well,
You know what?
I understand what you're saying.
Did Cristiano Ronaldo ever win a World Cup?
No, never.
Nunca.
Never.
Okay, Messi's the guy.
All right, anyways, we're doing this story because the World Cup's around the corner. And guys, by the way, just so you know, there's going to be special, I'm telling you guys in advance, we're going to do special Future Looks Bright hats by countries. Okay, and we're doing small amount, not a lot of them. So some of the countries, you guys were going to get a chance to get shorts. And America's hat looks ridiculous is what it looks like. Absolutely ridiculous. But having said that, Monday Morning Podcast, great to spend time with you guys. If you're watching, if you haven't yet subscribed, 51% of you guys watch without subscribing. Please do so. It helps out with our algorithms. Rob, any announcements for tomorrow or Thursday? Maybe
tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Maybe tomorrow 9, but we got to talk about it. So stay tuned. Maybe we do something tomorrow 9 a.m. If not, business podcast on Wednesday. Take care, everybody. God bless. Bye-bye.